What up, though? One Pride. This is the Roar the Lions UK podcast, the podcast where One Pride goes worldwide. My name is Anthony Fitzpatrick. I'm joined this afternoon by Ashley Soden. And yes, folks, it is free agency frenzy. Finally, after all the boredom and dreariness of waiting for the next evolution of this Detroit Lions team, this is the day where it happens, folks. The new players come in, the big deals come out. We're there. I'm about ready to go. I don't know about you, Ash, but I'm glad we now have things to talk about after a little bit of a dry spell.
Yeah, true. It'd just be nice, if X could work itself out, because it's going up and down more than West Brom used to do in the 2010s in the Premier League, which is annoying for me, because obviously everyone knows I'm plugged into that shit, because that's the only place I have a life. So, not fun, but also heartbreaking in the last couple of minutes that Evan Brown, who was one of my backup options if Zeitler doesn't return in about half an hour, he's re-signed with the Cards on a 2-year deal. So looking a bit thin in the terms of the guard market now. So, God.
Yeah, this I must say, for me personally, this seems to have been one of the weaker free agency markets in a few years now, and a lot of guys are getting re-signed by their own teams, because I think teams realise this as well. They're keeping their own guys at home. The window opens at about 25 minutes. Of course, it's legal tampering day, so technically the deals can't be done today. Technically, you can only start talking to free agents in 25 minutes time, but we all know that's a load of hogwash. The deals are already done, they're in place, and they will come out thick and fast. So, as we've done in years previous, we're going to be here as the deals are dropping. So, yeah, you've got any questions or anything for us while we're here, any comments, just, whack them in there, let us know, and we will get through to it. See, Bobo Land's in the chat, Danny Max in, Brent is in the building, Mile Barker is in the building. Hope you are all well. I know it's a little bit of a different time for us today, but free agency opens at this time, and we may as well be here when it opens and all the big deals first come out. And we've got a lot to talk about in the intimate beforehand, so let's just do the housekeeping stuff very quickly first. Roar Lions UK Discord, if you want in on that, and you'll be able to find out about the deals as soon as they happen, because I shall have them in there. Let us know, we'll fire you across a link for that. College Football Podcast will be back later this week. I don't know what we're talking about, but we will be back. We did do a show last week. It is only on audio at the minute. Sorry for those who do regularly watch. I will get it up on YouTube at some point, but I've just been that busy with things that we did the audio, and yeah. So, yeah. But we'll have one this week as well. No fear. Don't forget to like and subscribe to all the things, YouTube, Twitch, all that good stuff. Appreciate you all for your back in there. Lions Nation Unite we're a part of as well. Don't support that one. And don't forget we're monetized. All that good stuff. If you want to help us that way, great. But we just love having you in the building first and foremost. Right, we've got that out the way. We've got 25 minutes to go before the window opens. But it's because we've got a lot to talk about before this opens, because, just before we were all about to go snug to bed last night over here in the UK when it was about 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, NFL decided, you know what, we're going to drop a load of deals, we're going to have a lot of shocks happen, and we're all like, well, we can't go to bed now, so it was a late one as a result of that. There's some Lions news, we'll go through free agency even, or we'll go through some of the bits that have happened today. We'll just do the overall picture first, so we'll start with free agency eve. We'll just go through the big deals that happened there. Myles Garrett got paid. We now have the highest paid non-quarterback in history. He's earning about $40 million per year. Dude's got $123.5 million guaranteed. Payday for one of the biggest guys, one of the biggest edges in the NFL, Ash. He didn't want to come home, but then he did when the truckload of money fell in his lap. Feels like Myles has played a blinder here, and he's been paid as such.
Yeah, he really has, and fair play to the guy. Like, if he's going to be that one star on a really, really, really bad Browns team, he might as well get something from it financially. So then, when he inevitably makes the Hall of Fame after, with no Super Bowl rings but a pretty damn good career, he's still going to be falling back onto a bed of dollars, like in all those films. So fair play to the guy. Just wish he could have got free and gone somewhere good. Maybe here. Just not the Eagles. Please not the Eagles. Thank God it wasn't the Eagles. That's the only saving grace from this, is he didn't go to the Eagles or the Chiefs, because fucking hell.
Yeah, you're going to have to figure that they're going to be really aggressive soon, because they must have said something to convince him to stay on that shower of a team, unless he just really does care about the money. A lot of other players got deals as well. Baron Browning, Tommy Tremble, Zach Ertz, Jaron Reed, Nick Bolton, Aaron Jones, Ernest Jones, Jameer Sherwood, Marquise Bell, Jake Matthews, a lot of talent sewn up by their respective teams. But then some of the bigger deals happened in the evening. The first one that went down was Devontae Adams. He has a new home, of course, released by the Jets the other week, and of course these guys are free to sign elsewhere right away. They're not subject to free agency as per all the rest of them. He's got a new home, and we're going to have to play him next year. Actually, he has gone to the LA Rams, who are letting Cooper Kupp walk out the door, but they're bringing in a pretty more than adequate replacement for him. 2 years, $46 million, with 26 of that guaranteed. And once again, we're going to be facing Devontae Adams, Ash.
Yeah, it's just, I feel slightly happy for him, because he's going to be away from the vortex that is Aaron Rodgers for a bit. At least he'll have a QB who, has a good personality, but at the same time, dealing with that QB's wife, maybe he'll get his Aaron Rodgers fix from her, her personality. But yeah, it's a good fit for him. He stayed where he wanted. He wanted to stay on the West Coast, earn himself a bit of dollar. He's done that, and he's a really, really good fit in that system. As you say, he can play in the slot, can play out wide, good route runner, will get open for staff, as staff inevitably breaks down a bit more as he keeps getting a battering behind the offensive line. But yeah, fair play to the guy, and at least it'll be a nice break coming out party for whoever our slot is this season. If it's TA, if it's Amik, if it's Branch, if it's in Straw, if it's insert free agent corner we're going to sign in about 20 minutes. Nice little sort of breaking ground for them, because I think the NFL is going to put us on early against them again, just because with that sort of highlight sort of storyline kind of game.
Yeah, I could see that happening for sure. Brett goes, the college podcast on Spotify. Yeah, should be on there. Should be able to see that.
Yeah, it was.
Carlton, I'll answer your question on that in a minute when we get to the Lions stuff. Trying to get the general NFL stuff out of the way first, just to get everyone up to date. Harold Landry, edge rusher, and who some wanted to come to the Lions, has gone to the New England Patriots. 3 years, $43.5 million, with 26 guaranteed. Famous for having one of the lowest pass rush win rates in the NFL, but one of the highest sack rates in the NFL. So, go figure. Then the two really big deals happened. Josh Allen, Buffalo Bills quarterback, got himself a new contract, even though he only signed one 2 years ago. 6 years, $330 million, averages at $55 million per year. $250 million guaranteed, Ash. That is the largest guarantee for a contract in NFL history. And now, finally, Cleveland Browns fans can rest in peace knowing that Deshaun Watson no longer holds that title. But unlike Deshaun, Josh probably earned this bag.
Yeah, what a couple of months Josh Allen's had, getting engaged to Haley Steinfeld, totally not jealous of that whatsoever. Obviously winning MVP, and now this, it's nice, it's good, he deserves it, he really does. I know, unfortunately for us, the resident Josh Allen homer is away in America, so we can't listen to him go on about it, but he deserves it. Just, I feel sorry for some workers in a particular kind of establishment in Cleveland, because I think Deshaun might have needed some stress relief after losing that title. So I wish and I pray for their safety.
Yes, absolutely indeed. Well done to Josh Allen there. And then the other receiver on the move, and another receiver we're going to have to play next year. And DK Metcalf, supposedly on his way to the West Coast to go and enjoy the sunshine out there and find himself a decent quarterback, somehow ended up in Pittsburgh in a Bugs Bunny move where he took the wrong turn at Albuquerque. He has been traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers for a second-round pick, and the teams have done a 6th and 7th round pick swap as well. And on top of that, he got a brand new deal from the Pittsburgh Steelers. 5 years, $150 million. It was a big trade late in the evening. Steelers still without a quarterback, lining up their assets, Ash, and a massive payday for DK Metcalf, and we're going to have to face him next year, although thankfully not with Will Harris guarding him.
Wow, he's a free agent this year. You never know. You never know. He could be.
Don't you bring that evil on us.
Well, you said we spent up £12 million on a corner. I'm sure Will Harris would happily take £12 million a year. Sure, obviously, I'm half joking. Again, funny, just funny. Like, whoever runs betting companies, they're going to make such a killing from the over-under on flags in Steelers games now. DK Metcalf and George Pickens on the same team. Bloody hell. This is like the sort of Miami team of the late noughties, early 2010s, where they had the Pouncey brothers and Team T-Bron, and they just couldn't stay out of trouble. Are the Steelers becoming the new Dallas Cowboys? Potentially, but fair play to Seattle. Seemingly they're blowing it up on offense, trying to reset there, kind of like we've done in the past couple of years with some stars on there. Obviously, they've got Charles Cross, the left tackle, is really good. They've got a Christian Haynes, the right guard, who is a future All-Pro. They've got some guys on the defense that are young and good, but they just needed to get young and cheaper on offense. And with a new sort of scheme coming in, because obviously they know they fired their OC recently, then it's reset. Gino's not as good as people think he is. You look at the spreadsheet long enough, he looks good, but as an actual QB, he's nothing compared to Goff. And then DK, well, they've got JSN now, and of course, just for you, Matt, they've also got now former Lions legend Jake Bobo as wide receiver too.
I love how you've coined that phrase into existence, because now everybody says Lions legend Jake Bobo, and no one did that before, so, kudos to you there. And the thing about the Browns we were mentioning was that Josh Allen's contract now surpasses Deshaun Watson's for most amount of guaranteed money ever on a contract, and they can rest easy now, knowing that Deshaun does not hold that title. He had about 220 million guaranteed. Josh Allen has 250. So that was what we were talking about regards to the Browns there. Bobo, I'll ask you a question about the Lions one in a minute. We're nearly there. So in terms of bits that have happened today, New England sent their defensive tackle Devin Godcher to the Saints for a 7th round pick. The Falcons released defensive tackle Grady Jarrett. Well, the Lions fans jumped on that one right away. Maybe we'll see him there. Khalil Mack has gone back to the LA Chargers, a 1-year, fully guaranteed $18 million deal. And then the slightly shocking news that came out, we've got the highest guaranteed contract in history come out. We've got the highest paid non-QB in history happen in the last 24 hours. Now we've got the highest paid defensive back in the NFL, and it's from Carolina, J.C. Horn. 4 years, $100 million, $70 million of that is guaranteed, making him the highest paid defensive back in the NFL. Now when people talk about high elite DBs and stuff like that, you hear about Sauce Gardner, you hear about guys like that, and then you never hear JC Horn's name in there. But there's going to be a lot of free agent corners out there who are calling him, sending him bottles of champagne today, because their own deals are about to go through the stratosphere compared to what they were before. As JC Horn gets paid, I mean, good for him, but that's a lot of money.
It is, and wow. It's especially for a guy who's only completed one full season once in his career, but at the same time, Carolina got a whole bag of money to spend, considering that because they just don't have much talent, do they? So they want to keep their few bits of good talent they've got around, unlike last year when they shipped off Brian Burns, obviously. But fair play, fleeced the organisation. They're going to have to build around him, and as much as they're not good, the one thing they can kind of count on in Carolina right now is their defence, because obviously they've got arguably, in my opinion, one of the best defensive coordinators in the league in Avero, former Fangio, and Rams guy, runs that 3-4 hybrid system that seemingly is a bit in vogue right now with Brandon Staley going to become a defensive coordinator again. He's gonna retire happy, even if he has to wait to retire in 2 years. He's got a whole bag of money to fall back on, and if they need to trade him away, well, Arthur Blank knows him, so they could maybe trade him in division, because obviously there's that famous video of Arthur Blank coming up to him saying about his dad. So either way, he either stays in Carolina, becomes a legend there with all this bag of money, or he retires medically as a happy boy.
Absolutely, well done there to JC Horn. You go get your bag, son. All these guys earn it. Michael Lucius is in the building. Hope you're doing well, Michael. Right, let's switch our attention now, because a lot of other stuff has gone, but it's the general overall gist of what's happened in the NFL in the last 24 hours. And let's turn it to Lions news, because there has been some moves made since we were last on. So we'll start with the minor ones first, just to get them out of the way. So we've got a lot of linebackers back. Anthony Pittman is back for another year, as is Ezekiel Turner. So the depth linebacker room been beefed up there by the Lions. Sick Note is back for another year as well, and I'm calling him that until he proves me otherwise. Of course, Marcus Davenport's coming back on a 1-year deal, which is, I know, as I've been told a billion times, it's cheap, and it's a prove-it deal for him. But the big deal that we've got in Ash, Derek Barnes is back for at least the next 2 years. He has been given a 3-year deal worth a potential $24 million all told. $16 million of it is guaranteed, and at a further note in his press conference, when pressed about certain matters, he reckons he is going to be back and fit for OTAs and ready and raring to go for next year, which we expected, but we've heard it from the horse's mouth per se. But there was a lot of chatter that Derek was going to go wandering in free agency, maybe follow Aaron Glenn, maybe work up a bit of a bag there, but in his own words, there was never anywhere else. It's always been Detroit. It's always going to be Detroit, and he wants to win a Super Bowl here. And, you know, given our need to get to the quarterback, given our need to have guys who can come in, who do that blitz role, who play a big pivotal part for us, this is a good deal for the Lions, and he's coming home.
Yeah, well, to start with Barnes, because obviously he's had his press conference early today, and your favourite player is up at the podium now, so I'll also try and get highlights from that as it's happening via X, because I just can't multitask, got too much audio. But I loved it with Barnes, obviously. It was nice to sort of see his son crash the press conference. Malcolm, who was obviously probably in the building for rehab from his injury, was also there asking questions about, oh yeah, now you've got paid, are you going to improve the snacks in the linebacker room, which I thought was kind of funny. And, you know, get yourself a man who looks at you like Jeremy Reisman looks at Malcolm and Derek bantering on the podium. I'm happy for him. Like, as you say, people don't really see it outside the organisation. Hell, when some even leading up to free agency, according to Chris Buffett on yesterday's Pride of Detroit cast, they were like, oh yeah, but he's not going to be a starter for you. The guy played like 80% of snaps in the games he was healthy this year. We play base more than any team in the league, and as he said in his press conference himself, because him, Jack and Alex have been together for 2 years now, they're under Shep, who's now the DC. He knows he can trust them to do their jobs, and he can focus on his, whether it's dropping back in coverage and baiting Baker Mayfield to throw a game-seeing interception to him, or rush the passer, set the edge for the big edge so they can crash inside and runs and passing downs. He knows what he's doing, and he's predicting his best ball to be this year, even if he was fully healthy last year, because this will be his second year in the role. You know what he needs to do. He's going to have great ball. And Davenport, yeah, turns out luckily that up two was doing a lot of carrying, and it is a prove-it deal, but he stuck around the team after the injury. Admittedly, this one, the past season, kind of like with Carlton's broken jaw, it was a bit of a freak injury with Paris Johnson Jr. deciding to karate chop him in the arm. And even himself has just come out that he just felt it horrible from having to watch the sidelines last year, and he's looking to change up his daily routine to improve his health, which you would have thought he would have done a couple of years ago when all this started, but hey-ho. But as a edge 3-4, just a rotational guy, maybe he plays 30% of snaps, I'm happy taking him on the deal he did get, and obviously he's got all the performance incentives on there to try and get him to stick around and, you know, do stuff. But it doesn't rule out us getting an edge soon. Doesn't mean we're not going to draft someone in the draft. I can hope we do, because obviously me and you both love a range of guys throughout the draft. This completely keeps that board still open to us. We could still get Nick Skousen at 28. We still could get Tyler Batty on day 3. We're still completely open. This is just us filling in that role, having that vet guy. So if it is Skousen, Davenport basically plays the same role as him. What a guy to learn off, me. Like, you sort of start Davenport off early in the season, and by the end you've got Skousen in that sort of starting role, and Davenport's the rotational guy. That's perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. We need, depth is always needed. As I say, I just have a thing with these injured guys. But hey-ho, Derek Barnes, Anthony Pittman, Ezekiel Turner and Marcus Davenport all back for the Lions. Oh, my man Mike is in the building. Hope you are doing well, Mike, the GOAT of GOATs. Everyone give love to the GOAT in the building. And then we've had one out as well, so another move done yesterday. So Zadarius Smith is out of Detroit for next season, a saving of roughly about $5.6 million, I believe, for the team this year. He was on the cap for about 11 all told, and as we mentioned with the edge rush room, it's made what is a thin edge rush room at the moment a little bit thinner. I mean, this one was not as widely expected. I think some were surprised, some thought it was coming. But Zadarius is obviously out. I mean, from my point of view, I thought, well, it's nice to have him on depth, like having another major guy in the draft. Having him round, it might better suit his skills. You can use him a little less, but use him a bit more effectively. But Lions have decided, no, they don't want him in. They want that $5.6 million instead. And we're not exactly squeezed for cap, so this isn't something we've desperately needed to do. They obviously feel very strongly about this. What do you make about Zadarius not coming back in 2025, potentially, unless he signs back at a later date?
Yeah, like, you've sort of stole my first point off me, because obviously we've also the news the past 45 minutes that Khalil Mack is returning to the Chargers on a cheaper deal than the one he was going to be on. I could see that happening with Zadarius. It was just, for me, I think we traded him knowing that in this offseason we're gonna ask him to renegotiate like we've done in the past. Charles Harris, Romeo Crowell a couple of years ago. He must have said, no, I'm going to test the market. We're like, okay, well, here's an offer that's on the table. You go test the market. If you get something better, fair. We'll accept that. But at least you know, here's an offer on the table. If you don't get a market you think you're getting, we'll happily take you back. I think that's what's happened here. I know certain members of the fan base, especially ones I've seen on Facebook. Surprisingly, Facebook was the one I saw freaking out about this more than Twitter. And people who outside the organisation were a bit confused about it, like why trade for him and then cut him. I think everyone involved kind of knew that it'd probably be a 1 year rental kind of thing. Well, half a season rental at the trade deadline. We knew that it was inevitable. I was probably going to market now, and hopefully, if he wants to come back and he takes that deal we've we must have offered him, fair. Then we've got another rotational guy that you can trust in the rotation. If he goes to somewhere like Carolina, because he is more of a 3-4 outside linebacker in terms of his build for me, gets the bag, who knows? That's a day 3 comp pick potentially, depending on who signed. Same with, I know obviously this is stuff for Carlton. If he goes and signs that $15, $16, $17 million deal that he's supposedly looking for, and we sign Rock Sin, there's a round 3 comp pick next year. That's the kind of franchise we're going to have to be now to sort of widen it out. We are becoming those kind of Ravens, Rams, Chiefs, the ones that play the comp pick game and don't sign massive free agents to big deals because we trust our own internal talent. That obviously doesn't affect the comp pick formula. And we use those comp picks to get things, because obviously we've got one this year, 101. But in the past, I think Iffy was the comp pick we got from the Stafford trade that was initially from us hiring Brad Holmes. He turned out to be a good player on his rookie contract. Obviously, the injuries kind of doomed him a bit, but for what we got in that comp pick, that's basically a free hit, we got a good player. Kirby was in that comp pick range. We know we can pick in those kind of ranges and get players, so it's time to start playing that, because that's how a good franchise that, gets a good window suddenly becomes like these franchises like the Ravens that continually seemingly have a Super Bowl window open to them because they build their teams right.
Absolutely, this is still to play out at this moment in time, and we'll see. But I think the need now, though, is the edge room will need a little bit of help going forward. We are expecting it in the draft, but we'll see what happens in terms of free agency. Dan Pask's in the building. Hope you are doing well. Dan says, "Hey, Ant and Ash, apologise I'm not doing this on Twitch. I'm just trying to keep it low so I can maintain a nice steady stream and not have to not fry my computer out doing too much." So thanks for dropping in on here, Dan. Hope you're doing well. Right, a couple of questions to get out of the way before the window opens. They are Lions related, and when I can find them again, because they were on here. Bob Olan asks, any chance for a return of John Kaminsky? Is he healthy? I don't know the question to the second one. Hypothetical though, do you expect him back, and do you want him back?
Do I expect him back? No, probably not, because we just don't know if he's healthy or not. Like, he was supposed to, I remember when obviously it first happened, he was placed on IR. We're like, oh yeah, he'll be back for later in the season, he could maybe contend for the playoffs. And we never saw him again. And unfortunately at this point, because of where we're at with the Edge room, he has had those injuries, questions around him. Obviously, when he first came here, Missy played with the club on his hand with his broken hand, but he's had those injury issues throughout his career here and his time at Atlanta. So where we're at, I think we need to do better than him. I think Pascal, in my mind, Pascal becoming that kind of role that he had, where he's the big outside edge who can then slide inside, but as a rotational guy, that's what I want Pascal to be now. We need to get better than him, because it's all well and good getting all the pressures in the world. We need guys who can get to the QB, because Hutch can do it. Well, the Hutch we knew before the injury could do it. Obviously, Bear is still waiting to see what he's like after the injury, but we need to just continue to upgrade that room, because that's the key now, especially if we're losing talent on the back end with Carlton and we're getting a weaker inverted commas corner. We need that pass rush to be better. So for me, do I expect him back? No. I probably expect him to go sign with one of these like sort of lower teams where he can get more reps, perhaps a slightly weaker contract than he's maybe would have got if he stayed healthy this season. But he'd be a good culture guy for someone like, even at Atlanta, him going back there, resetting the culture there, because obviously they're going through a small rebuild themselves. That'd be a great fit for him.
Yeah, I expect them to get... I know they bought Davenport back, but I expect them to maybe be a little bit more tough when it comes to some of the more injury-prone guys this year, especially with commission. And he's a depth part on the... We don't need depth edge players now. We need starting edge players. We need high-level edge players. We got depth ones. You've got Al-Qadim Mohammed. You've got guys like this. They're the guys you want to see come back, really. So I don't expect him back either, no. Have a great day, mile marker. Cheers for popping in. Hope you have a good one. Hope there's some good news for you when you're back from whatever you're doing. The other one was mentioned by it was Colton, I believe, somewhere. Someone asking about... No, it was Colton. Does Riz have any info about the Bucks linebacker Joe Tryon-Sharinka coming to the Lions? I think he was just been a massive tease about that and putting a name out there for name's sake. I don't think there was anything to it. I think he was just proverbially ruffling the feathers, as per se. I don't know if you've seen anything more concrete. I think he was just been a bit of a tease.
I think he was being a bit of a tease, but at the same time, if it turns out we do sign him, so long as it's to a reasonable deal, because remember, this is a guy who one could argue was a first round bust, kind of like Charles Harris was. I can see it happening. Of course, depending on some of the other free agency signings we may sign, because he's kind of more of that 3-4 outside linebacker for me again, because of the way he plays. Could signal that thing I've been saying for a while, ever since we got Casey Rogers in, that maybe we might be moving to more of a multiple front instead of the set 4 down lineman we seemingly know and love. I'm all for it, so long as it's a rotational thing. I don't expect him to be a starter, just because, like, as I've just said, been a bit of a bust at edge. Like, let me just have a look at AZ, even in PFF's top. So I'm scrolling through PFF's like free agency thing right now, and he's not even in the top 100. He is below Davenport.
Oh,
he is
God.
150. He's 154th on PFF's free agency rankings, behind Davenport, Mike Hoyt, Brandon Graham, who's supposed to retire anyway, Derek Barnett, Josh Uche, Gardeck. There's better talent there, but again, at least we know what we're getting with him. We know Casey knows him, so I can see it.
Never say
it
never.
happening.
Never say never,
exactly,
as they say. Micah Becton's resurrected a career that looked dead in the ground for him. So,
True.
you know, sometimes it's just the right team. But no, there's nothing concrete as of there. And with that, free agency is now open. We are ready. As the deals come in, we'll let you know what's going on. Shefty reporting that Jonathan Allen is meeting with the Vikings. I wouldn't like that one bit. I'd keep that big lump out of Minnesota. We don't want that. But, you know, I guess we need to ask the question now, because, you know, we've not really answered it. I mean, what do you want to see him do in free agency? You know, now that I know the draft's coming up and that, but I don't know, where would you like to see Brad go? Obviously, there's a need at edge. We need a new corner in. We're told we're in the market for a 12 million per year corner. There's a lot about Paulson and Debo, guys like that. But I don't know, where would you like Brad to go?
Definitely corner. I do see the Paulson and Debo fit, though I could also see him going to New York to be joined with Glenn, because obviously they're losing DJ Reed. Again, I just mentioned him a couple of minutes earlier. I can see he's going for 2 corners, one that 12 million range, but another one, just be a rotational guy. I said Rock Hussein a couple of minutes ago. He'd be a great fit for that. Man coverage corner, physical against the run, won't be too expensive. I do want an edge. So someone like, I mentioned him on the Pro Detroit comments yesterday, but someone like Malcolm Kuntz, who people might remember from playing opposite Max Crosby the past couple of years in Las Vegas and beating out former first-round pick Tyree Wilson for that role. He's coming off an injury in Italy. I think since he's ending the injury just before the season started last year, he could be a cheap guy to look at. Someone like him or Dennis Gardeck, Mitty coming off a torn ACL. Just someone to add to that edge room so we're not being desperate there. Hopefully bringing Tim Patrick back, bringing Zeitler back, just bringing some of our own back that we know and trust. Just stuff like that, and maybe a guard. Like if we don't bring back Zeitler, just someone again, just to plug it, as we know we've got Decker, Mahogany, Ragnow, insert right guard, Penne. We know what we got there. We can go into the draft then and not be beholden to really take anyone. Like we can then at 28 if Nick Skelton's there or Grace Bell. We're not having to go, oh well, we didn't sign Kevin Zeitler, so we're going to have to pass on Nick Skelton, who we've got higher on our board, to get Zabel, because that's the best player at a position of need. We can just go, right, Skelton, Zabel, what's the goods and bads? Oh, Nick Skelton's higher for us, we like him a bit more, let's take him, let's see what falls to us at 60, and so on and so forth. We're not beholden then, we can just sit back, let the draft come to us like the Ravens do usually, and see what happens. Obviously they did it a couple of years ago with Hutch's class with Cole Hamilton. Just let Cole Hamilton fall to him, and he's one of the best safeties in the league right now. That's the kind of team we need to be. We don't need to reach for talent then. We can just be like, oh, this guy's fallen to us, great, we'll take him, can fit him in. This ex-player at this position that we signed in free agency cheap, he can go now, he can go to the practice squad, he can go elsewhere, we've got our guy.
Yeah, I despise the Ravens in that draft class. I think took Kyle Hamilton, took Travis Jones as well, and just absolutely ruined me there. So, but yeah, I'm quite up there with you. Carlton says guard as well if Zeitler doesn't want to come back. I'm with you, and there's some good guards in there. I mean, you got Brandon Scherf if you want to go for the old. I know he's not at his all-pro level anymore, but he would still be good for a year in there. Hell, bring Tevin Jenkins in from the Bears, resurrect his career here, and even if you need to play him behind Glasgow for a bit, have we got a deal?
We've got our first deal. Hassan Reddick has agreed terms to a 1-year, $14 million deal with the Buccaneers, $12 million guaranteed.
There we go. Hassan Reddick to the Tampa Bay Bucks, which probably furthers the cause that Joe Tryon-Shinka is not going back there. So Hassan Reddick, that's another edge rusher off the board. He's gone to the Bucks, some might say an NFC rival. So that's certainly not going to go down well right away amongst the Lions fan base, who really want an edge rusher and really want Brad to get one now, because the list is not big and it's going to keep shrinking. But we got our first deal very quickly. I'm glad there. Lisa De Lorenzo is in the building. Hope you are doing well, Lisa. But as I was saying, yeah, I'd love to bring Tevin Jenkins here to the Lions. Maybe sitting behind Glasgow just for a little bit, get him accustomed to the system, see how Glasgow does, and then we're going to get Tevin in for the system. What was the contract again for Hassan Reddick?
1 year, $14 million overall, $12 million guaranteed.
So that's pretty much a fully guaranteed 1 year deal then, yeah.
And we have our second deal. Former Niners left tackle Jalen Moore has gone to the Kansas City Chiefs. 2 years, $30 million.
Ooh, so new left tackle going to Kansas. Obviously, Joe Tooney's not there anymore. He's been filling in at left tackle for them. Kingsley Suamataia doesn't look like it's working out for him there. He's probably going to kick into left guard and fill Tooney's spot. So Chiefs gone out and got themselves a new left tackle. I would I don't know his PFF grades off, but I would assume he's not done too much there. I mean, 2 years, 30 mil for a tackle's not a bad deal, to be fair. So,
let's have a look.
Carlton goes, hoping teams signing free agent DNs takes them out of picking on before pick 28. I'm not sure, Carlton, like, if you're going to get Hassan Reddick in the free agency this year, you're still going to want an edge because you're going to have him for a year. Like, there's a lot of old... Like, the Chargers are not out the market just because they bought Khalil Mack for 1 year. They still potentially be in, although I think they're going for Kenneth Grant. Lisa goes, that would have been great to get Reddick. I mean, would you have paid him that money? I mean, I don't think I'd have... I mean, for me, 1 year deals are 1 year deals. Even if they're bad, in 12 months they're off your books. So I think I'm always more inclined towards the 1 year deals to go, yeah, I could stomach that for a single year. Because it's not going to affect any of our big ones going forward. But I don't know. If you're not paying Za'Darius 11, you're going to pay Hassan... 12 guaranteed out of 14.
Yeah.
So you're basically paying him what you were going to pay. Would you rather have Za'Darius Smith or Hassan Reddick is the question there. If you
Za'Darius.
Yeah.
Easy.
I think given the... Hassan can be better. He's just not been in his best form lately. So that's kind of where you're at with that one.
So for Jalen Moore, his... this past season, 74.9 overall grade, 70.1 run blocking, 73.1 pass blocking. He gave up 10 pressures on 154 pass blocking snaps, 1 sack, 2 hurries, 2 hits, 7 hurries. So, it ain't too bad.
That's not too bad. It's middling.
Yeah.
Oh, Chris Godwin. Back to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 3 years. 66 million, 44 million guaranteed at signing. He was the 6th highest ranked player left on the NFL big board for top free agents. There are only 3 guys in front of him actually, but Chris Godwin, 3 years, 66 million, 44 million guaranteed back to the Bucs, and that makes sense, right? You know, you want to keep Chris Godwin and Mike Evans and that core together for Baker Mayfield. And I guess the only question about Godwin has been the injuries, and he must have convinced them enough that this ankle injury he's had, right? It's an ankle that he had the issue with, wasn't it? It's not too much of a big deal for them. So Chris Godwin has been paid by the Bucs, and the Bucs take one of the prettiest free agent options on the market down. Just while we've got a tiny little lull here, just going through some of the top free agents on NFL's list. I mean, there's a lot of them already off. Milton Williams is ranked at number 1 currently, the D tackle out of Philly. Then you've got Sam Darnold, quarterback. He's ranked 4. Josh Sweat is ranked number 5. Carlton Davis, our own quarterback, ranked at number 7. Charvarius Ward, quarterback, ranked at number 8. DJ Reed, cornerback, ranked at number 9. And that's it. There's only 6 of the top 10 left here at this point. But yeah, I was saying, for those guys, Carlton Davis, Charvarius Ward, DJ Reed, I mean, this deal for JC Horn today, I mean, that's just going to do wonders for their deals, right? Yeah,
100%. Like, it's all going to drive it up, because, let me just have a look. Like, you looked at some of the corners like we were discussing in Discord yesterday. PFF were usually putting them into like the 40 mil mark for most of them, like Carlton's at 40 mil according to them. That's going to go up now. Like, the market is going to rise. So that 12 million mark we're seemingly beholden to, we've got to be flexible like that with that. But luckily, I think we can be. Happened a couple of years ago. We obviously gave Jamal an offer. He didn't like it. So we spent a bit more on a better player with David Montgomery. That's what we're going to have to do here now. The market is seemingly above where we want it to be. We've got to adjust accordingly. So teams are going to have to scramble, but the players and the agents are just going to be happy because they're getting more money. They're just going to be laughing now. They can, instead of just jumping in with the first offer, they can, take their time and discuss, which should be, at least it'll be a bit easier for us. We can focus on all the other positions getting signed, and then the corners can hopefully fall to us.
Absolutely. Well, this is busy already. Three big deals in the first 10 minutes, so they're not been slow this year. Sometimes, I've never done this in the past, the first hour has been a little quiet. The Lions, by and large, when I've done this in previous years, you wait until hour number 2 before any news comes out about them. They take their time. I need a better record this year. I think the first ever one we had was when we got Cam Sutton and we all got really excited, and then, we know how history played out there. In regards to Reddick, Carlton goes, Reddick's previous at Philly ruled him out the Lions, didn't it? I don't know. I don't. Maybe, but I don't think it would rule him off entirely. Lisa goes, I would rather have had Zadarius Smith, but it looks like he will not be back. He may be, he knows. But yeah, I think we're all agreed. We'd rather have Z than Reddick if you're paying that sort of money. So maybe we've not let them get out the equation there. Other big free agents who are on the market now. So ranked number 11 is Amari Cooper, obviously wide receiver out of Buffalo. Number 12, Drew Dahlman. Maybe we're expecting him to end up in the NFC North on the opposite side against us with Chicago. They are meant to be massively in on him, and they're going to have to massively overpay for him. They need a centre, and there ain't many good centres in this free agent process, and you're going to have them by the ball, so we'll see what happens with him. Byron Murphy, cornerback out of Minnesota, is at 13. Dre Greenlaw, the linebacker out of San Fran, is 14. Javon Holland, safety out of Miami, 15. Will Freeze, the guard out of Indy, is at number 17. Justin Fields is at 19. Trayvon Moehrig, the safety out of Vegas, he's on the market now, as is Asante Samuel Jr., cornerback from the Chargers. Malcolm Kuntz, as we've mentioned already. Then you got Justin Reed at 24, Cam Robinson at 25. I mean, this is all about the DB market round, right? This is not just about the corners today, it's about the safeties as well. There's some very good safeties on the market here, and maybe not a high-end safety class in the draft right now, like a couple of first-round guys, but out of that, so free agency for the safeties this year, that market feels like it's going to set higher than usual.
Yeah, 100%. Like, and there's some good ones hitting. Obviously, you mentioned Warwick, the big one, Javon Holland. That's the one I'm really looking at, because he could set the safety market again. Like, he's that good. Kind of sucks for us though, because obviously we're looking for that third guy to come in and replace Iffy and sort of take those kind of snaps, even though the role, I suppose, he's going to get phased out. We're looking for something else more safety, someone who can cover a bit more. Again, I think with that, it's going to be let the first couple of waves go through, let the big deals happen, and then see what's left, because some guys, again, will slip through the cracks. There's always someone that does it, even though safety is becoming more valued. So your Hollands, your Bynums, your Fankers, your Trayvon Moehrigs will go through, but same with Jeremy Chin. Like, supposedly he's going to get a massive payday, but someone like Justin Simmons or Elijah Mont's got re-signed, but Andre Sisco, those kind of guys are going to fall through the cracks and hopefully fall to us. Hell, Von Bell, Will Harris, if you really get desperate, Chuck Clark. There's guys there that if we sort of miss out on the first few waves, which I predict, we're going to be fine, and we'll still get someone who can come in and take some snaps for us, even if it's not a big flashy name.
I'm just saying now, if Will Harris comes back to Detroit, you will see a grown man have a temper tantrum on air. You will see, and I will speak for most of our fan base whilst doing so. I will not be happy in the slightest. So yeah, few big deals done, as we've mentioned already. Chris Godwin re-signed to the Bucks. Hassan Reddick gone to the Bucks as well. So the Bucks are loading up early here. Two big deals for them right out the gate. They're not playing around. They want to get to they want to get back to the promised land, and that could be an absolutely tough unit to beat next year. So Bucks are getting big. Any more deals?
Not yet, because it's seemingly only Schefter and Rapp can tweet. Everyone else is kind of stuck in the mud on it, but there are some rumours that the Vikings and Jonathan, there's mutual interest to get a deal done today with that, and there's also some rumours that seemingly everyone's favourite free agent corner that isn't Carlton Davis, Paulson Debo, is supposedly going to become a New York Giant. So that's fun.
And I guess we're out the market for Travarius Ward. I guess he's gonna. Could we? It feels like he's going to be on the periphery for that deal level.
He's arguably the second best corner on the market behind Carlton, in my opinion. Right, unless I'm forgetting someone. Let's just double check. DJ Reed, they're all in the same ballpark. Same with Rasul Douglas. Like, we're definitely going to be priced out of that. I think it's going to be more your what we thought hopes with Paulson Adebo or Stefan Gilmore, who's obviously a free agent now from the Vikings, Christian Fulton, Rocky Sin, as I mentioned earlier. There's a couple of guys there that definitely aren't going to give you the level of consistency you want with Charvarius Ward, Carlton, DJ Reed, but you still get some help. Slay. I know obviously everyone's linking that together.
Yeah.
Not that it's kind of the same kind of thing where he's more of his own guy.
Oh, here we go.
Sake, we've got a new deal. Yeah, you've seen the Drew Dolman one.
Yeah, we mentioned it. Drew Dolman to the Bears. They really wanted him. He is off the market. 3 years, $42 million with a $28 million guarantee, which puts him at roughly $14 million per year. He's earning more money than Frank Ragnow. Just put that into consideration. You talk about having to overpay for a guy. Drew Dolman, the former Atlanta Falcons center, now to the Chicago Bears, and their line as a 5 now it's gone from awful to average, maybe league average at this point. Braxton Jones, Jonah Jackson, Joe Tooney, Dolman, and Darnell Wright on there as well. But the fact that they're having to pay him more money than what Frank Ragnow is on tells you everything you need to know about this free agent market. They've had to overpay through their nose for him. So yeah, Bears have got the center, and now their draft is wide open. Maybe they don't go tackle. Maybe they don't go offensive line at the top of that draft. They should, because they've got none of their own. They've got very few of their own guys on there. But yeah, Bears get their man. Brent goes, remember when MCDC said he slept better with Will Harris on the team, but I was having nightmares. We all were. Ooh. Brent.
Another deal through, but it's a low one. Braxton Berrios, the former Dolphin and New York Jet, has now signed a 1-year, $2 million deal with the Texans. So, Tank Dell, he's probably is a dunner.
I feel like I'm going to be 60 and Braxton Berrios is going to be getting like a $1.5 million deal from somebody somewhere. The man seems ageless. It seems like every year we hear about him and he's still going. So good for Braxton. Good for all these guys who get these guys getting hired at the end of the day. These guys are having jobs, job security. You know, it's great for them all. James McClure goes, geez, why did the Bears need to change so much of their interior? Yeah, I know, it was absolutely awful. They could have left it absolutely awful and that would have been fine, but I mean, it's still a bit meh. I mean, neither Jonah Jackson or Joe Tooney's played right guard before, so which one of them's going to get kicked over to that side? Jonah doesn't like it when he's out of sync. He likes to play at left guard. Tooney, you would figure, has got the role on him there, but Dolman certainly is a good pickup for them. But the tackles, Braxton Jones, he's the 7th round pick. They're still not fully sold on him. But yeah, Bears did get stronger with that move. They've just had to pay a lot of money for him, though. Speaking of, we owe Frank a new deal next year as well. So yeah, that's your starting price now if you're going to get him back. Yeah, 3 years, $42 million, 28 guaranteed. So that's a fair chunk of it there, and you figure that we'll hang on to him for the length of that contract. So yeah, the deals are pouring in thick and fast. Only 20 minutes gone. We've had about 6 or 7 fairly big ones so far, and they're only just going to keep getting worse. And that's another one of the top free agents off the market. There are so few guys at the top now who are already here this close into the market. So if you want someone highbrow, you're going to have to get them really quickly. So yeah, as we've gone back to Bucks making moves, Ash. Brand new pass rusher in there. They've kept their wide receiver core together. They're going to be dangerous again next year.
Not only is it the wide receiver core, they have literally been brought back their entire starting offense from the start of last year. They've got
and Bredesen as well.
Yeah, Bredesen, yeah. So they're completely just doing it back over, which will work. They've got a good enough offense. Obviously, need a new offensive coordinator because obviously theirs fucked off to the Jags. But I like it. They're going to contend in that NFC South, and they're still my favourites to win it next year because obviously the Saints are just getting worse and worse. But it's just fair play to them.
I mean, they're very much committed to trying to win a Super Bowl with Baker now. Like, you're going all in on him, you're building that team around him, and, that's what you do. But that's great. But yeah, Bucks making moves. Bredesen back, Hassan Reddick in, Godwin back. They're going to be one of the teams that we don't really want to go up against next year. Still no business for Detroit so far. None of Detroit's free agents have gone anywhere yet either, so this is usually the case with this. Detroit is usually a slow starter when it comes to these free agent deals, but they usually do something on day one, so hopefully they will do so whilst we're on air. No other deals, I think, dropping just now, so we're on our first little bit of a lull. Still nothing on the Vikings just yet, and their DT. God, I really hope he doesn't go there. Mind you saying that, out of all the teams in the NFL this year, the Vikings, they've got so many good free agents on the market today now. You know, Cam Bynum, and we could say maybe Cam Robinson on there, but at all levels, they're going to be losing a lot of talent here as well.
Yeah, which is to be expected. Like, they tried last year and they brought back most of their things, but this is how it is. Especially since they want to retool on that defense, get a bit younger there, because obviously Harrison Smith is getting a bit old now. They've obviously invested a lot of money in Jonathan Bernard, Andrew Van Gink, all these. So they need to probably lose some guys, and they need to rebuild that offense as well, because obviously losing Sam Darnold for now, unless they bring him back on a big deal. They've got Justin Jefferson's contract hitting soon. Probably need a wide receiver free, because Allison should be going to jail soon. Maybe a new interior offensive line piece. Hawk Steel is probably kicking in now as well. They need to lose some piece. They had to lose some piece, unfortunately. Like us, we're probably going to lose Carson because it's too expensive for us. Same with Cam Bynum for them. They'll probably bring back Harrison Smith on a nice team-friendly deal, so at least they've got one of their safeties back. But it's nice to see one team, as always, overspend and win the off-season in the Bears. One team lose some talent that actually scares us in the Vikings, though they'll probably regress to hell like this year. The two ones that you can kind of trust are staying put, as the Chiefs have signed former Niners running back Elijah Mitchell to a 1-year deal up to worth $3.5 million.
Oh, there you go, Elijah Mitchell. Injury robbed him of what could have been a wonderful career at the 49ers. That rookie year of his was still one of the best from a guy in years. He came into the draft process not high up anyone's boards at all. I think they spent, a 5th or 6th round pick on him. But the Chiefs just seem to churn these guys in and out, and I think he'll do pretty well there, actually. He's a very tough runner indeed.
Instantly, they're running back one over Pacheco for me.
Yeah, absolutely. You put him in there. I think he's going to eat. So that's potentially a fantasy draft sleeper next year if you want to get him in your roster. Yeah. He'll do well. James goes, is Blue Sky more responsive than X today? Could be a great coup for them. Hell,
that's a shout.
If you can get NFL free agency and do it over X, then Blue Sky could get a lot of people on today. So what about the QB carousel? What are we expecting to happen here? So obviously we've got a lot of guys in this situation. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, Sam Darnold. I know a few of the pieces have fallen. I mean, where do we expect Darnold to end up at this point? Are we thinking Steelers, or is maybe someone else going to come in and get him? It feels difficult, and it feels like Aaron Rodgers is having to wait, like he gets the team that's left out of these transactions. He's no longer dictating what the market is. He's got to wait and see who's left and hope they're desperate enough to get him. But where do you reckon Darnold goes?
Seattle.
The Seattle job is open as well. See, that would be funny if Aaron Rodgers went there, because the Packers and the Seahawks absolutely loathe one another, don't they? And that would be like that would be as big a kick in the face to them as Brett Favre going to Minnesota when he rounded his career arc off. But the Seahawks and Packers fans do not like one another in the slightest. I think it would be hilarious if Aaron Rodgers went there. I'm not sure if we'll see any of these QBs move today. It feels like that's going to be one that's going to take a lot longer to wheedle out, but oh god, here we go. Adam Schefter already. The Bears remade offensive line. It's still mid. Adam, stop trying to butter it up.
But he has says that. Well, he's also said that Fields will not sign in Pittsburgh unless they commit to him being QB1. So, I mean, not the case anyway. Fair. which is fair, but he's in Dubai anyway, and he's going to be a Jet. As for Rodgers, it's two places. It's either he's going to do the funny thing and go to the Vikings, or he's going to be a Steeler, which I know you would hate, but there's seemingly some links there. There's no smoke without fire, unfortunately. They're at least talking to each other, which sucks, but hey ho.
They are indeed. Yes, James. Jalen Moore is the Chiefs' new left tackle, we believe, for now, because they're going to kick Kingsley inside, I think. And I told them at the time that was a bad pick, but did they listen? No, because why would they listen to me? Rightly so. So yeah, Bears' new offensive line: Braxton Jones, Joe Tooney, Drew Dolman, Jonah Jackson, Darnell Wright. Mid, still not as good as ours. You can gas that up all you want, Schefter. It's not going nowhere. And there's no depth behind it either, so there you go. It's all about depth in this league. So yeah, Ian just... So yeah, Braxton Berrios, his $2 million deal is through. Good for him.
Supposedly teams are panicking because Twitter's down, because that's for some reason that's how they keep track of moves as well, supposedly. I have Blue Sky open as well to do it, and yeah, you're not going to like who the person I'm finding it out was because he's someone that all Lions fans hate, really, because he scammed us. But yeah, supposedly on I think it's Garoppolo, he's on NFL Insiders and he's saying it as there we go. BJ Hill back to the Bengals, 3 year, $33 million, $16 million guaranteed.
Alright, so that's their defensive tackle back. That's another defensive tackle off the market. BJ Hill back to the Bengals, $16 million guaranteed on a $33 million deal. Bengals, yeah, they're not signing their big free agents. They're signing their depth guys, but they can't afford to sign the big guys up. Jamar Chase, Trey Hendrickson still on the market at this point, although I don't know what his market's going to be. I don't know whether it's going to go up because all the pass rushers, elite ones, have stayed at where they are at, or it really doesn't feel like Trey's going to be able to pull the same stunt as those two did, though, because the Bengals have got no money to pay anybody, so it does feel like he's going to move eventually. But yeah, BJ Hill is going back to the Bengals, so there's almost as many re-signings as new signings so far. I think teams are not enjoying some of the position groups on offer in this free agency class. As we mentioned, it's not been the highest in the world in terms of talent. I say a lot of big talent's already off the board. The two Philly guys are still there, Milton Williams and Josh Sweat. Doubt highly we would be the team to take a swing on either one of those, because those dudes are both going to get paid, but where do they end up? Because there's a good chance it could be in the NFC North against us as well, and we really don't want that. Obviously no movement on the QB market so far. No Sam Darnold, no Aaron Rodgers, none of that thus far, but you know, these things can soon change. The corner market is still quiet as well. Carlton Davis, Travarius Ward, DJ Reed, and Byron Murphy, and Asante Samuel Jr. None of them have been signed as of yet. Neither of the safeties, but generally the thing with free agency, when one goes, they all go. Okay. It's just like a big, domino effect. So if any of you guys listening have any questions while we're on, just to keep us going whilst we wait for some of these deals to drop, just let us know. That's just about BJ Hill again.
Chris Godwin supposedly turned down a better offer from the Patriots to rejoin Tampa, and to make it even funnier, there we go. Washington have signed Javon Kinlaw. The commies.
So Washington's D-line getting a boost. Javon Kinlaw to the Commanders, and again, the Soul fans are going to be rubbing their hands together now. Bucks are signing players, the Commanders are signing players. But yeah, that Chris Godwin news. So if he's turned down a better offer from the Patriots, one, that's a very sensible decision. But two, $66 million he's getting from the Bucks. That is nothing to sniff your nose at. And you're going to be competing for another Super Bowl ring as well. Whereas at the Patriots, you're quite blatantly in a rebuild. So I think that's a sensible decision from him. And it goes to show the culture there as well. He chose less money to go back, which is always a sign of a good culture in the building. So, good for Chris Godwin. He's earned all that and probably will get maybe one last chance at a payday. Who knows? but 66 million is certainly nothing to sniff your nose at there. So Javon Kinlaw, yeah, the details are not out yet. I would imagine it's nothing. I imagine he's probably got a year there or two. I imagine it's not going to be a big deal for him. But yeah, Commanders' D-line gets a little bit stronger, gets a little bit more depth to it. Lisa goes, I would love to get Josh Sweat. I think we would as well. What's Josh Sweat's projected contract? Do you know, perchance?
Give me a sec.
The thing
Josh Sweat is projected 3-year, 54 mil total, 32.5 guaranteed. Says 18 million AAV.
Yeah, that's the thing. One of the unfortunate things Howie Roseman does a lot of the times is he underpays players. And Josh Sweat he'd not earned a big contract, really. And then he sort of had some of his best football on those not-so-good contracts. And he's in his 7th year in the NFL now. And he's never really been paid like an elite guy. So you can bet your bottom dollar that he's trying to eke out an absolute monster contract for himself. So, yeah, I think 18 million is what you're going to be starting at for him. And I don't think we're going to pay out something like that unless we gave him like a 2-year deal, and I don't know if he'd agree to a 2-year deal. So
the contract details out for Kinlaw.
Oh, go on.
3-year, 45 million with 30 mil guaranteed.
I take it back. I apologise. He's getting 10 million guaranteed a year with potential for 15.
It's basically first 2 years are guaranteed for him.
So it's kind of similar to what we've done with Barnes. We've guaranteed the first 2 years, and there's potential, if he has 2 really good years, to cash in on the 3rd year.
Yeah.
Lisa goes 18 million is a bargain. I mean, yes, technically, given Garrett's now earned 40 million a year, 18 is definitely a bargain for a player. I think the only way the Lions could do it, though, is if it was over 2 years. You've kind of got to get that thing in, get it paid before Hutch's inevitable monster deal comes in, and I think someone will give Sweat a 5-6 year deal at that. I mean, he could break the 100 million barrier if he plays his cards right. So, but obviously I would love to have him here. I'd love to have Milton Williams here, but Milton Williams is probably going to break some records as well. But yeah, just the update on the Javon Kinlaw one. 3 years, 45 million, 30 guaranteed. Good for him. I mean, he's another who's had a career resurgence as well after he's always been sort of like the 1 year rental guy in years gone past, but he's found himself a home now. Good for the Commanders, although I guess he's a younger, given they're letting Allen go, maybe this is going to be their guy for him, and, bit cheaper, bit younger, just re-go at that position a bit. Carlton goes, how does Kinlaw compare to Jonathan Allen, i.e. age, performance and contract? Now, Jonathan Allen's going to get a contract a lot bigger than that, I would assume. I mean, 15 million per. Jonathan Allen's going to be commanding what? I'd say about 20, something like that. Age, I want to say he's younger, but I'm not thinking Javon Kinlaw's a spring chicken.
He is, I want to say 28, because he was the... I'd be close, 27. He was the pick, if you remember, in 2020, where
Kinlaw?
So Kinlaw, they traded him. They got him after they traded Buckner to the Colts. So he's 27. Jonathan Allen,
I think,
is
30.
He's 30. Yeah. So they're getting a bit younger.
So you got 3 years younger at the position in terms of contract. I mean, we'd have to wait and see. What he gets at this moment in time. I don't know what the projected deal is at the minute.
For him, again, this is according to... he won't be on there. He won't be on there because it's one of those weird releases. But for comparison, the PFF was projecting Kinlaw with 2 years, 18 mil.
Yeah, so he was.
Kinlaw's getting way overpaid. For comparison, for instance, Milton Williams, who's their 17th one, was getting projected 63 mil over 3 years.
So Jonathan Allen was on a 4-year, $72 million deal with the Commanders. So he was on 18 million a year per se. So they've got 3 years younger and 3 million per year cheaper at the position. As in terms of their production, we would have to PFF that bad boy, but a little bit younger, a little bit cheaper. Nothing back-breaking, though. If you really like Jonathan Allen, I don't know if you would, but I guess you can get a second contract out of Kinlaw. He'll only be 30 when this deal runs out, so I guess you can get him again if he performs really well, or you can do what you do, just send him to the free agency market. So, yeah, that deal is done now, and I think that is it just for the time being.
Yeah, so far. It's just funny, so people are saying well done to the Chiefs for driving up the price on Ronnie Stanley for the Ravens and then getting a guy, but they've also overpaid for someone who's only had 400 career snaps. But at least they're kind of throwing some stuff at their left tackle issue, the Chiefs.
I mean, that doesn't seem like a permanent fix there. Like, I could still see them taking a tackle in the draft if they wanted to.
They've got what's his name as well? Oh God. Some Martia, haven't they? And Wanya Morris is a right tackle.
From what I've heard, is they're going to kick Suamatea into left guard, where Tooney's going to, obviously vacate a big hole there for them. So I don't think because he looked bad at tackle. He didn't look comfortable whatsoever, and I don't think he will. So yeah. So we are 40 minutes into free agency already. See quite a few big deals done. Sorry,
it's not free agency, but Shefty has just said supposedly on air he is now not as confident that the Browns take a QB at 2 overall.
I don't think they should. I think
they should take Carter.
Yeah, have Abdul Carter and Myles Garrett there. Then you only need a mid quarterback to win your games. That would be absolutely unbelievable for them. So I don't buy the thought that they're going in for a QB prospect there either. So yeah, just quickly go through what has happened if you've not been in so far. So Hassan Reddick has gone to the Tampa Bay Bucks. Chris Godwin has been re-signed to the Bucks as well. Big deal there for him. Jalen Moore, the left tackle out of San Francisco, has gone to Kansas City. 2-year, $30 million deal for him. Drew Dahlman, as expected, the Atlanta center, has gone to the Bears, who are paying him more per year than what we pay Frank Ragnow, and he's nowhere near as good. And then we've got Braxton Berrios, he's gone to the Texans. BJ Hill has gone back to the Bengals. And then Javon Kinlaw has gone to the Washington Commanders, the former 49ers DT,
yes.
And he's getting a bag.
I'm about to make you very upset, I think. According to
that's
the
what
host,
you love to do in life.
According to one of the hosts of one of the best Steelers beat writers, they are close to getting a deal with 4-time NFL MVP Aaron Rodgers. They decided to enter discussions with Rodgers and Darnold when it became apparent Fields wants to test his value, and now they are close to signing A-Rod.
There we go. The QB market may be making steam now. Aaron Rodgers potentially to the Steelers. I mean, that sucks. I'm still going to love the Steelers for who they draft. They draft my type of guy, but it's just going to be a bit harder to root for them going forward. But still not the most hated quarterback in the league. In his division.
That's true.
He's
that's very true.
So that could be fun, but I don't know, the Steelers, man. This feels like last go for Tomlin now. If you can't do it with Aaron Rodgers, then what the hell are you doing? And I guess there's a reason that DK Metcalf has gone there. If DK Metcalf has had assurances that a top tier quarterback is going to be there, then maybe they'll be quite happy. He'd be happier to do the deal. So James goes, nice, so the Giants might need to trade up to get their QB in the draft. That's a lot of chatter what has been said so far. They are certainly going to be in that market, dependent on what happens with... Again, it depends what the Titans and the Browns do, whether they go for the generational defensive talent or the better QBs, so...
So the Patriots have just signed the former Raiders middle linebacker Robert Spillane. Contract details are not so far out, but yeah, that's so he was on PFF's board. Let's use them. They're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th linebacker, but most of the ones in front of him have been re-signed, except for Drake Greenlaw. Everyone else above him was re-signed.
I think Drake Greenlaw is probably going to wait for a little while potentially.
Supposedly, yeah.
He's gonna get a lot of offers, and teams.
Texans supposedly are in for him, but he is biding his time, which is correct because obviously the injury.
It's the right thing for him to do. So Robert Spillane gone to the Patriots, and the Patriots, of course, $120 million in cap for them to spend, so they can pretty much have anyone they want on this day. But in Vrabel, it does seem like he's going to be very prudent with his money and not just spend it like the Jags did for the sake of spending it. If you got that cap, if you can't use it wisely, just keep it. And keep it for a rainy day. Carlton goes, Aaron Rodgers. He's asking the important questions here. Does Aaron Rodgers have permission from Kirby to sign with the Steelers?
That's true.
Yeah, so I don't know whether that Steelers podcast mentioned that, but he needs Kirby's permission to go there. So see what Jay Curbs is saying on Twitter.
The Jags have just splurged a bit of cash. They have just signed Amon-Ra's son, Jordan Lewis, making him the highest paid nickel cornerback in the league.
Ash, I think you maybe just gave a heart attack to half of the Lions fan base there when they said they've signed Amon-Ra.
Sorry.
That is... If anyone has been affected by that, I apologise wholeheartedly there. So yes, Jordan Lewis, not Amon-Ra St. Brown, is going to the Jags. Jags always make funny deals on free agency day. Usually they've done them all by now, but fair play, they're giving it a little bit more restraint this year. But yeah, Jordan Lewis is off the board. Nickel corner for them. I think they very much needed one because their draft picks haven't worked out there, so good for him. We'll let you know the deal as and when that happens. Spillane's is not out yet. Jordan Lewis is not out just yet, but I'm sure they will be shortly. But yeah, Aaron Rodgers, you need to get Kirby's permission before you go to Steelers, my boy. So get talking to him. And we play the Steelers this year. So if he does go, put your money down right away on Kirby picking him off, because obviously he's going to at some point. Maybe even put another 2 in there. So please, Aaron, do go to Pittsburgh, and we'll retire you for a second time. That'd be absolute fun. So that is it for now in terms of the deals. Obviously they're rolling in thick and fast at the moment, so it shouldn't be too long before any more start coming out.
He hasn't signed yet, but supposedly the leaders in the clubhouse for him are the Texans, Falcons, and Broncos. Also, Travarius Ward is not expected to return to the 49ers, but numerous teams have already sent him offers, supposedly. No wonder Spillane's gone to the Patriots. He was a UDFA in Tennessee in 2018 when Mike Vrabel was head coach.
He was indeed. So Vrabel's getting a lot of the old band back together from his Tennessee defensive days. Notice he's not taking any offensive players with him because they were all shit, apart from Derrick Henry. Carlton goes, Ash, when Equinemius signs for the Bears, please announcing as shock signing for Bears, Amon-Ra St. Brown. No, don't do that, because that will just destroy our credibility all entirely. Shock St. Brown sign. Someone will do it, but we can't do the fans like that. That would be absolutely horrendous. So yeah, that is it for the moment. Lisa goes, I do not see anyone breaking edge records with Garrett getting $40 million a year. No, that record's not getting broken again, unless Hutch gets paid.
A QB domino has fallen.
Oh, is it him?
No, the Rams are bringing back Jimmy G.
Oh, okay.
1 year deal. Sexy Jimmy is getting to model for Kelly again.
Okay.
Maybe that's how she'll motivate Matty. Based on the Georgia days, that's how, if he has a bad performance, she goes spend the night with Jimmy.
Well, there you have it. Jimmy Garoppolo is going back to LA, but he's got a position change. Ian Rappaport says cornerback Jimmy Garoppolo. So hell, maybe he's gonna, take in Cooper DeJean's footsteps and do the whole white cornerback thing. Good for you, Jimmy. Not just sitting as a backup QB, getting your hands dirty on defense as well, and probably
He's taken over for Daniel Jones as well. Remember, he was playing safety for the Giants just before in practice, just before they cut him.
Yeah.
What?
And he will still be better than Will Harris.
1 year, 11 mil for Jimmy G.
Okay,
that's a lot for a fucking backup.
It is, but I guess if they're going for a Super Bowl like they are, then that will be the that will be the going rate for it. Carlton goes, weren't there personal reasons why Travarius Ward wasn't going back to San Fran? Yes, it's a very sad one.
Yes, obviously his child unfortunately passed away, and every time he flies back into there, he has stuff, so he's out of there. Yeah. Which everyone accepts. The Niners full organisation, thank him for everything they've done. They understand. So
yeah, it's not a bad person. Well, it is a bad personal reason, but it's not a character concern against him. It is the loss of a family member why he's not going back there, and I can completely understand that for him. Brent goes, ask your daddy, Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, absolutely. Daddy goes, he's done me there. I think he's referred to you, so well done. Well done. I think very briefly you upset quite a lot of people with that Amon-Ra thing.
I was just trying to make a funny because he's
you've got to be phrasing, as Archer would say. Phrasing.
True.
You've got to get your phrasing right.
Spillane's contract, 3 years, 37 mil.
Okay, that seems pretty decent. 337. I'm guessing not all of that's guaranteed either. So, mind you saying that Spillane against Barnes, that's 13 million more than what Barnes is getting, but who dey?
Health, I guess, because he's not injured.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Mike Payton. It's been 45 minutes and the Lions haven't signed anyone. Fire Brad Holmes. Someone on Twitter, if Twitter was working.
All right, we do need to address this though. I know people get upset, that the signs are not being that, but you can legitimately just be like, okay, we do need to do something here. There's too many people who go the other direction. You've got to be able to have critical thought about all this. Like, I'm a massive Brad Holmes fan. Always and forever.
Always, yeah.
But there needs to be room to have discourse about this thing because, we that's what it is. Free agency has not always been the happiest of hunting grounds for us. It wasn't bad last year, but hasn't always been. And we're desperate for a Super Bowl, and Ash is laughing, so...
Benjamin Solax just tweeted, the Aaron Rodgers, DK Metcalf, George Pickens offensive trio is going to appointment television. Aaron Rodgers using an esoteric route adjustment hand signal from 2012 that's never explained to either receiver. Pickens wasn't looking anyway, just runs the route he feels is best.
I mean, that is potentially going to be quite a funny set there. I mean, Metcalf and Pickens, like, if WWE wanted to go off a curve here, they could get them in to face the Motor City Machine Guns at WrestleMania. Those two would make a great tag team. Yeah. DK and Pickens would make a great tag team if they wanted to. Like, just, do a street fight. And, that you can get all in on that. It's got to be funny, though. Mm-hmm. And with Aaron Rodgers, I don't see George Pickens dealing with that lightly. They're going to fall out sooner. I think we should do a sweepstakes on how long it takes for them to fall out. Speaking of Pittsburgh, you see the left tackle there, Dan Moore. They reckon is going to get $20 million a year. In what planet is Dan Moore going to get $20 million a year? If he does, he's had someone as a sucker big time. Some team who's desperate for a left tackle.
Exactly. That's why I put on Discord earlier. I'm more than happy to pay Penne $28 million a year if Dan Moore's getting fucking 20.
Oh, Carlton's just said it here. Pittsburgh now odds-on favourite for Hard Knocks. Oh, absolutely.
Oh my God.
I would actually watch that if they were going to do Hard Knocks, and then throwing Tomlin in there as well. Like, my days, that would be must-watch television. Pittsburgh Steelers under Aaron Rodgers with DK Metcalf and George Pickens and all those other volatile players on there as well. What's
safety?
You?
Safety Salona Hufanga rumored to be going to the Denver Broncos.
Talanoa Hufanga to the Broncos. Yeah. I mean, his problem's been injuries. His level of play has never been in doubt. It's just whether we can stay healthy. I know what the instant thing from Lions fans would be, Brad's got another injury crock again. I just don't want to have to deal with that. So maybe not that at that point there. Can't go place your bets now. Place your bets now. Yeah, I think Pittsburgh are right up there to be hard. I think you get. I don't know if you can bet on who's going to be in hard nights. I'm sure you can somewhere. So,
Cardinals have re-signed Kelvin Beachum, the tackle, veteran tackle. So
yeah, there we go. Kelvin Beachum re-signed to the Cardinals. Carlton goes with Jimmy G for $11 million. Wonder how much will their QB room take of salary cap with Purdy's new contract. You're thinking the wrong team there, Carlton. Purdy's at San Francisco. Jimmy's back at LA. So, yeah. I mean, Purdy's new contract shouldn't be... They've started off at $45 million a year. No. He shouldn't be getting more than $45 million a year, Brock Purdy, I don't think. But he's going to get some elite level money. Maybe he shouldn't, but San Fran don't really invest that heavily in their backup QBs, do they? So, or they haven't done in recent years. I find they usually get a cheap guy and just sit him there. They'll not pay $11 million like the Rams do, but McVay generally tends to. McVay generally.
I mean, I argue they definitely overpaid for one of their backup QBs a couple of years ago. You know, when they traded up for Trey Lance.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
Positional.
Carlton goes, damn more, as Robert Palmer said, some guys have all the luck. Someone's been reading my scrolling messages on the bottom of the board again. I've created some new ones for today. Yeah. Yes, we have been quoting Robert Palmer on here. Myles Garrett is indeed addicted to mid because he doesn't want to win games. He just wants to get paid. And, you know, you can never quote enough Robert Palmer in this world. Carlton goes, damn it, what's Staff on now for staying? I never actually saw Staff's new... Ashes, he's furrowing
the
away
quarterbacks. There. So Rams quarterbacks, they're spending $50 million of it, which is 20% of their cap. And in terms of ranking in the NFL, that is the third most. Because they are spending... His cap hit is when Spot Track decides to do its thing. But it's going to be a lot. I think it's like $30 million.
So I'm going to instantly assume that the Browns is one of the two teams more than them because of Deshaun.
Yeah. Let's Spot Track load. That's what I get for having 2 million tabs open. Right. Come on, Spot Track. You can do it. You can do it, buddy. Come on.
You can do it. So yeah, $50 million into their quarterback position. So that's a lot of money.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, that's actually without Jimmy's contract on there because Staff's earning nigh on $50 million this year. Cap hit according to Spot Track, $49.666667 million.
So that basically means they're spending $60 million on the quarterback position this year, which would equate to just over a fifth. No, just over a fifth. So that'd be like 23%, something like that. You said 24%.
Cleveland would be one of the two above them.
Yeah.
It's not.
Oh, is it not? No, because they fucked around with Deshaun's contract, didn't they?
They are 10th with...
Who else is paying more for quarterbacks? Ooh. Do
you want me to give it up? One's NFC, one is AFC, and the AFC one is number one, and it should be obvious.
Is it now Josh Allen?
No.
Or is it a new deal? Oh, no, I guess it...
So it's the old one.
Lamar? No.
Patrick Mahomes. It's KC. KC are spending $67.1 million.
Oh, because they've got... Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's deal.
Yeah.
And then number two... Fuck's sake, Giants just signed Paulson Adebo. Number two, NFC.
Oh, there I'm going quickly. There we have it. Paulson Adebo, the cornerback. A lot of Lions fans wanted him. Gone to the New York Giants because he also is addicted to mid. NFC team Dallas for Dak.
Yes, Dallas.
Yeah.
54 mil they're spending on it with Dak.
That's crazy. Dak's earning $60 million a year and Josh Allen's earning 55. Cray.
So the Jordan Lewis contract has been announced. 3 years, 30 mil, 20 mil guaranteed with 12.5 this year.
That's not a bad deal for him. I think that's some decent value for him at that point. Going about $10 million a year, that's decent. I'm all up for that. I'm gutted about that. Paulson Adebo. So the list of corners that maybe we could get is shrinking.
Yeah.
Unless we're gonna we say 12 million a year, and we're going to push a little bit above that. Who knows? Yeah, I thought Bills as well, Carlton, but no. Obviously, Josh Allen's new deal will push that down for a bit. So it will
pushed it down a bit. Yeah,
it will come into effect.
Admittedly, that is without them updating. So give it a couple of days when they've got all the contract details in.
Maybe
it will probably be different.
Yeah,
it probably will be different.
Yeah.
Fuck, that is annoying because I do really like Paulson Debo to the point where I've got an old Xbox One here and I've been playing Madden from a couple of years ago. I signed him, so my starting outside corners were Paulson Debo and Terry and Arnold.
See, Paulson's another one who's had injury issues as well, which has kind of banjaxed him a little bit and led to inconsistent form. But absolutely, it's the Giants as well. But I reckon they must have given him a good chunk of money to go. The Giants generally spend a lot of money in free agency when they do sign guys in, so it'll be interesting to see what his contract is when it comes out, because if it's over that magic 12 mil a year line, then maybe we just were not able to compete with it. I figure they're going to give him about 15 mil a year, something like that.
It's the mentality has gone into Blue Sky. I've just refreshed Blue Sky, and one of the first things I fucking see is, well, the Lions are trolling, man. Does Brad Holmes even care about building a team?
I swear there's dissenters out there trying to stir the pot a little bit. But hey, we do our best work in the draft. We always have done. So we're just trying to fill some holes here at this moment in time. But I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I'm very conscious to see what this Paulson Adebo deal is now, because that's going to set the market for the guys above him. If it's quite low and we've not got him, then maybe we're in a situation where we can go and get one of the higher guys. If he's raking in 15, 16, 17 million a year from the Giants, then there's just no way in hell, because everyone else is going to be getting 20 plus when their time comes round. No more deals just at this moment in time, but we've had a lot already. We've only been going for the first hour, and already a lot of big deals have been landed, and a lot of people have been retained by their teams. Almost as many retentions as there are new signings. Yeah.
I just realised, going back to the Jordan Lewis thing, that means Jaron Jones is going to go outside, which is not going to be good for him.
No.
Which I would know, because obviously he's a former one of mine.
Brent goes, fans need to chill. They do a little, Brent, but you can also understand that it's the heat of the moment stuff. You'll wake up tomorrow and you'll probably feel a bit different about it and all, but we're close. We're close to a Super Bowl, and everyone wants us to take that last little step in the direction, and some people want it to be done in free agency. It's just how it is. It's just how fans always are and will be. But no matter where we go, at what point, there are always going to be dissenting soul fans trying to drag us back down into the depths again. Nothing we could win a Super Bowl and they'd still be around.
Fucking hell! We were mentioning Dan Moore earlier.
Oh,
he's been signed by the Tennessee Titans.
Oh God!
4 years, 82 million, 50 guaranteed, 30 mil up front. Fucking hell!
Oh my God! So Dan Moore to the Tennessee Titans. So the Titans, blindside protector for potentially their new quarterback coming into the draft cycle, and it's going to be Dan Moore, and they're paying him 4 years, 82 million with 50 up front. See, that's not elite left tackle money, that's league average left tackle money, but he's still got it.
Milton Williams to the Panthers.
What? Oh my, right, the deals are starting to come in thick and fast now. Milton Williams, the highest rated free agent in the market as of the opening today.
Derek Barnett to the Texans. Fucking hell,
So the Carolina Panthers are having themselves a day, folks. They've just signed J.C. Horn to the biggest defensive back contract in NFL history, and now they've snagged the number one free agent in the entirety of the NFL this year. The defensive tackle Milton Williams is going to the Panthers, and that's a big get for them on that interior. He's going to thrive there, and a lot of people like the Panthers, the spunk they showed last year, the fight, the resistance, and Milton Williams is instantly going to upgrade one of their interior D-line positions for them.
Yep, it's everyone's reporting now Milton Williams to Carolina. Fucking hell.
So Derek Barnett to the Texans, he's got a 1-year $5 million deal. That's fine for him, probably something he was expecting to get there. We're just waiting to see the numbers
for Debo.
Oh, well, for Paulson Adebo and for what the Panthers are putting into Milton Williams, because that ain't going to be cheap. And they've just signed J.C. Horn to a $100 million deal today already, so it's all going on. Yeah,
they did have it, but they were like,
Brent goes, wow, a lot of overpaying going on now. I mean, Dan Moore's deal is probably league average-ish. That could maybe be a slight overpay, I guess. Derek Barnett's
contracts
fine.
That 1 year $5 million, that's what you expect.
Yeah, for Barnett.
Tackle.
The Adebo ones and the Milton Williams one are going to see if people are overpaying at this moment in time.
Dan Moore's deal checks in at 9th in the league for AAV, which is in front of Garrett Bowles of the Denver Broncos, Lane Johnson, Dion Dawkins,
wasn't Decker Taylor before?
Decker is now tied to 13th with Ronnie Stanley and Juwan Taylor.
Good.
Who else is good ones? Brian O'Neill with the Vikings, who's a good tackle, is getting paid less. Mike McGlinchey with their massive overpay the Broncos gave him a couple of years ago is getting paid less. Jalen Moore checks in at tied 28th with Jack Conklin and Jonah Williams at the Cardinals.
Yeah, so I think Dan Moore is maybe not a top 10 left tackle, but I guess when the new swathe of rookie left tackles get paid, he's going to be down at like 15th before you know it, and that's probably where he deserves to be. So the Bears overpaid for Drew Dolman. They're paying him more than we pay Frank Ragnow. That is just an overpay in any way, sense and form of the booker, because Frank's just so much better than he is. Lisa goes, do the fans need to chill, Brent? Brad has not even re-signed his guys. Holmes needs to give us something. This is two sides to the argument. Some people are happy to wait. Some people want to get it done nice and early. And there's no right or wrong answer. Of course, we'd love Brad to get some of it, get all his free agents back in the building, spend a little bit there. But, we have to trust the process. This is a process that has been running for 4 years now, and it's got us to the precipice of a Super Bowl. So we just gotta keep on trucking, as they say. But I can understand both sides of the arguments for sure. We're still waiting for details on the Paulson Adebo and Milton Williams contracts. Hopefully they will be out shortly, if Twitter ever decides to work, but it's not currently. So
it's broken again.
We're in sort of a black hole here. So we're on blue sky. Oh no, it's back up, but nothing else is there. Brent goes, I know, Lisa, I'm tired of being patient too, but still hoping Brad has something cooking. Hey, we all want the same thing, guys. We all want a Super Bowl, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters. We're all one pride together.
This is how injuries are fucking playing effect. So Ronnie Stanley, who is obviously a way better left tackle than Dan Moore, is getting paid less than him.
Yeah, but Ronnie Stanley's not had a healthy season in like forever until this one, so you're paying for... He's not going to play his full repertoire of games. He might... And from what I can remember, Dan Moore, his one positive attribute is he's always been fairly healthy. I think he's played quite a lot of games for Pittsburgh, so health in itself is a valuable asset, and the Lions know that more than anybody. Health is wealth, as they say.
So, he's played over 1,000 snaps the past 3 seasons, but his best grade I can see, it was this past year, 67.2 grade, which was still 42nd out of 81 qualifying tackles.
And it does coincide...
They were projecting him 50 mil a year.
And it does coincide with they did invest in the offensive line last draft process. They put 3 good picks into that. It's not always been the best line, and it's hard as a left tackle to be left on an island on your own with a not good offensive line with you. It does hurt. So, that's going to be steady. Like 20 million is going to be league average left tackle money in a year or so. That's just what it's going to be. That's how the market goes until things start regressing a bit. But it's a good get for the Titans. That takes a need of tackle off their board right away, so it means they can be more flexible in the draft. Obviously, picking number 1, you're probably not going to be picking a tackle at number 1 in the draft anyhow. So, but if someone else wants one and you want to trade back a bit, then you've got a little bit of leverage at this moment in time. So we will see. Brent goes, exactly, Anthony. Super Bowl, don't care how. Exactly. We don't care how we get there as long as we get there. And Brad has given us no reason to not trust this process so far. It's just, it's the same every single free agency class. All the big shiny deals go out and people just want to get in on the action and have a little bit there. So it's all it is. Lisa goes, I need to see Brad sign some defense. We went one and done, guys. Sorry, I'm not knocking on a Super Bowl. Injury prone players on defense are not going to get us there. Look, I agree. I do, and I think this is the year where they need to get back to the Super Bowl, or they need to get back to the NFC Championship game. It's year 5, no reason you shouldn't be there at this point now. I agree totally. I just think last year the injuries were just too much of a hindrance for us, and we just lost too many of our key components. You lose Barnes, he's your key Sam linebacker component, you lose your best edge rusher, you just lose too many guys, and all it takes is for the offense to have one bad day and you're out. Sorry, go on, Ash. So,
with the Dan Moore, so people are qualifying it. If you compare his numbers versus Myles Garrett's and against, it's a lot better. So against Garrett, he has a 21 pass blocking grade. Fuck you, Patriots, you bastards! They just signed Carlton Davis.
And there we have it. Former Detroit Lions cornerback Carlton Davis. People said it because Terrell Williams has gone there. 3 years, $60 million with $34.5 million guaranteed. So that's $20 million a year for Carlton, potentially. We were never going to be in on that market. Good for Carlton Davis, first and foremost. The dude has earned it. And as he said, maybe he's undersold himself a little bit in the past. Carlton Davis gets his bag with the New England Patriots. 3 years, $60 million and a $34.5 million guarantee. So, yeah, Ash, this is not a case of that we didn't want to. You were never going to be in for stakes like that. That's a lot of money. It's just it had to be the Patriots. And as James said, New England had way too much money to spend. And the first thing that Mike Vrabel was always going to do there was go for his defense. He's already bought 2 of his former Titans defenders along. Now he's bought Carlton Davis along. They're trying to build that defense first. That's what Mike Vrabel does. And a lot of this free agency money will go to the defense. So Dan Pass goes, I thought he wanted Snead money. What's L'Jarius Snead earning? Do you know?
Give me a sec.
$20 million a year feels like it's in L'Jarius Snead territory. I don't think.
Might as well just keep Spot Track open. Active contracts. This is.
James goes, this year it's the bad teams with money that are driving up prices like crazy. Well, generally teams who have a lot of cap available to them will be bad because they've not got a lot of good players on their roster and they'll not be paying a lot of their own prospects. So it's always the case. You very rarely get a Super Bowl caliber team with a ton of cap on its roster, with a ton of cap on its books. So the poor teams always push the price up for everybody else. They're trying to hit the 90% cap requirement over 3 years. Yes, $120 million in cap they had spare is a lot, and they need to get that done. James goes, New England had way too much money. Of course they did. Lisa goes, but that is who Brad is, signing injury-prone players. Lisa, Brad's had to sign injury-prone players over the last few years anyhow because of our lack of cap and our situation when he first got here. That's why he's done it. It's been a little less in previous years, and to be fair, they have chucked some of the injury-prone guys out the building already who are gone. So I think he's taken a more harsh stance on it this year. Davenport's $1.6 million against the cap. I was going to say pineapples. I don't even know what I wanted to say. It's peanuts. I don't know why I confused peanuts and pineapples, but it's peanuts in the grand scheme of things. So, and there's a lot of the injured free agency types are not back here yet. So I think his stance will be changing. Sam Pascoe's $19 million, so he's earning more than L'Jarius Snead.
Yes, Carlton Davis is now the 7th highest paid corner in the league.
Okay.
behind Denzel Ward, AJ Terrell, Jair Alexander, PS2, Ramsey, and then JC Hall with 25 now.
Yeah.
25 overall.
That just absolutely wasn't happening. Brent goes, damn it, I wanted Zeitler and CD3 back. I think most of us would have wanted CD3 back. I think it was always going to be the price tag with that one. Schefter just saying the deal for Milton Williams is just getting finalised. We knew that one was coming anyhow.
Yeah.
He's definitely tweeting late today. I think he knows Twitter's not been working, so
yeah. So it's just
I love that
Blue Sky is flexing right now.
I love that move for the Panthers, though, for Milton Williams. I think that's just exactly the marquee player they need on that defense to start building around. And if they go and hell, where are they drafting? They must be. Mind you, they're not be drafting the highest. You get a DT high in the draft pairing with Milton Williams, then you've got a backbone for your team right there, which is what they need on that defense. It's awful. They need to give Ajero something to work with. So we'll see. Yeah, Carlton Davis's deal is a big one. 20 mil per year, more than L'Jarius Sneed. Lisa goes, how do you figure Anthony last year he re-signed Mosley, who gave us 2 snaps? I agree. I think the Mosley one's terrible, but he earned not that much money last year. It's about the amount of money there. If he's signing injury-prone players to massive deals, then I would be concerned. But he's not. And again, I disagreed vehemently with the Mosley re-signing. So, and again, this year is the exact. He's talked this year like he's not talked in years past. He knows they need to get back to the Super Bowl. And again, I'm not seeing outside of Davenport who he's keeping, who was injured, who he's given another shot to. So, I mean, Barnes they've put money into, but Barnes for the most part has been healthy. It was just last year. So we'll see. And I know what you're saying. I really do. It's one of the things I'm not as keen on about him. Is going after all the injury guys all the time, but I think it's in moderation. A lot of the big picks he hits on do well, and sometimes you've got to wait a few years. Levi, the patience built off, so it takes different amounts of times for his picks. Like people ragging on Broderick and stuff like that. It's year 3, dude. If he hits in year 3, then all of a sudden it looks like a very good pick, and we were just a little too off the jumpy with it. So we'll see. Where was Levi Onwuzurike rated in the DT market? I can tell you he's quite high on NFL.com.
He's PFF's 3rd one. He was above BJ Hill, below Milton,
but on NFL's top free agent list, top 100, he's at number 30. He was just behind Javon Hargrave. So he's thought of quite highly in this process, and guys like him are needed in the NFL. Whether we do it... See, it all depends to Levi, this does. I would like to think Levi will remember all that we've done for him and all we've stuck by him.
You'd think, yeah.
So, it's a case of that. So, what about the drafted injury-prone players? Who's our drafted injury-prone player? So... We don't
Levi.
So Levi we've drafted. Obviously, James Mitchell was coming off a bad injury. J-Mo came off an injury, but J-Mo's worked out pretty well. Levi's eventually worked out pretty well. Mitchell it didn't work out with, but it's a round 5 pick. So what do you get out of it? Most of the others, Hutch has been fine, Panay's been fine, Branch has been fine, Laporte has been fine, Gibbs has been fine. A lot of them are not. It's on the day 2 and day 3 where he starts going for injury, because that's where the value is. Injuries can knock day 1 guys into day 2 and knock day 2 guys into day 3. That's where you start hedging your bets a little bit with it. So again, not fully agreeing with it and everything, but it's just explaining maybe why sometimes he does it. But I think we can agree for the most part his picks have worked out pretty well for us. James goes, huge thanks to you guys for this broadcast. Love how knowledgeable you are about all the players. Hey, we appreciate you, James, and we appreciate you all just as much for choosing us to be with during free agency frenzy today. We do really much enjoy it. Carlton goes, what did BJ Hill get? 3 years, 33 million, I think, if I remember rightly. A good chunk of that was guaranteed. Bengals gave him 16 million guaranteed, I think, something like that. So I think if I remember right, it's about 16 million.
Yeah, I'm trying to look. 'Cause I've been typing in 4 different places. Fucking hell.
I'll come back in a moment. Brent goes Rakestraw was a waste of... I didn't like the pick of Rakestraw. Not going to say it, but it's not wasted just yet. He got hurt, and Rakestraw didn't have an injury history coming in beforehand. He was pretty healthy for Missouri in his time there. So again, I've just learned to let the process play out with his picks, whether it be 1 year or 4 years. Generally, by and large, they come through. Hopefully for Rakestraw, this year will be the one, and he can develop behind another vet, and not too much is asked of him. Here we go.
BJ Hill got 11 mil average to 3 years, 33.
How much did he get guaranteed? About 16?
About 16, yeah.
Yeah, 16. So 33 million, guaranteed about half of it. So there's a good amount in incentives for him. They're probably going to front load it for 2 years and then have an out on him. Cottonwood goes, I was thinking about Rakestraw. Wasn't he an outside corner when drafted? Rakestraw played in multiple different positions.
Yeah.
Mizzou do. Abrams Drain was the same. Abrams Drain was the one I liked from Mizzou, but they're very versatile defensive backs. But he did play on the outside for a good portion of it, as did Drain. Abrams Drain as well. So yeah, he can do plenty. For him, it's just going to be he's going to get a full healthy off season now, and hopefully he'll get some good reps next year. It's basically going to be his rookie year again, but it's just an unfortunate injury. There was no big past history. There were no medical red flags with him. It was just unfortunate. Lisa's playing to Ash here. She goes, I agree, Brent. We could have had the DT from Florida State that went to the Rams.
Freedom Fisk! Woo!
Playing to the crowd here, mentioning Florida State. Carlton goes, I'm not paying Levi 3 years, 33 million. I think I missed that question earlier.
Yeah, that was the BJ Hill, wasn't it? 3 years, 33 mil.
No, I think Carlton goes, are there any comparable players with the new contracts announced? I guess to our guys, so there are any comparable. So who would we compare to Levi, and who's had a deal so far, who we might be looking at his market for?
That's the one person I said, Kinlaw.
Kinlaw is the same type, but Kinlaw got 3 years, 45 million, with 30 million guaranteed. No, not 30 million guaranteed. Was it? Might have been 30 mil guaranteed. Javon Kinlaw got 15 million a year, and Javon Kinlaw's had injury issues as well himself, so maybe, but Levi's only had one good year. Kinlaw's had like a few good years.
According to Mike Silver, we made a late push to try and retain Colton, but the Patriots just beat us out.
Yeah, that makes sense. Line's just like, there's no Davenport's back. Yes, we know Sick Note's back. We know you love him. I love Twitter going out on a day like this. This is crazy. James McClure goes, would the Lions bring in Kinlaw? Didn't he have a gun issue? I think something would be similar to that. I think he did, maybe, but J-Mo had a gun issue. It all depends what it's about. Obviously, not for that money they wouldn't have, I don't think. I don't think you'd be paying 15 mil on a DT. Especially
I haven't seen it confirmed yet, but supposedly Adebo's got 10 mil a year.
Is that it?
Supposedly. I haven't seen it confirmed yet, but
if Paulson Adebo's only got $10 million a year, I'm going to be pissed if we didn't make a move at him.
Yeah.
Give him 12. Same. We're in the market for a 12 million cornerback. He could have been that. Lisa goes, if Brad plays Levi more than 30 million, I will be pissed off. Now, that depends on the contract. If they gave him a 4-year deal in the 30s, I wouldn't mind that. If they gave him a 3-year deal in the 30s, it depends what the money looks like. So in BJ Hill's case, 3 years, 33 million, 16 guaranteed. So if you were to give Levi that deal, I probably wouldn't mind, because you're probably going to have a cheap out after 2 years like you are with Derek Barnes. I could stomach that kind of a deal. But if you're going like 2 years, 30 million, something like that, and a lot guaranteed, then maybe that's a little bit too much. It all depends on the years with it as well, I feel.
Ooh. Offensive lineman Matt Pert is resigning with the Broncos.
Okay. A little bit of a lower level move there. I'm still very eagerly awaiting to see. I'm going to be so annoyed if Paulson Adebo has gone that cheap. So Schefter's saying, yeah, JC Latham's going to move to right tackle in Tennessee now, which makes sense. So Dan Moore, JT Latham. That's not a bad tackle combo. It's not league breaking, but it's not league bad either. Lisa goes, Levi already owes us 3 years. I mean, technically yes, but you know, it's a weird one with Levi. You know, we also did run him into the ground in his first year when he wasn't properly healthy either. So you know, it can work one of many ways. Carlton goes RE Paulson Adebo. I'm guessing it's the guaranteed bit that maybe the clinch it. Well, of course, that's why we've got to wait and see what the deal is yet. If he's got like a 3-year, $30 million deal and it's all guaranteed, then even that I wouldn't be pissed. I don't know. I just feel like 10 mil a year would be good. Brent goes, if they're going to pay Levi that much, I say let him go. I think that the Lions would agree with you as well. I don't think the Lions will pay him that much. For me, if you're going to do it, give him a 1-year deal. Give him 1 year, 11, 12 million, and then make him force you into a better deal next year. That's what I'd do. I'd give him a year and some good money. I'd do that with a few of the guys. I'd do it with Iffy as well, but Riz says Iffy's not coming back, so you know that's what it is. But with the injury program, I'd give them 1 year and see what they can do. Because we want to keep them. We've invested 3-4 years in them. They obviously like it here. So you want to try and keep your own guys as and when you can. Still nothing on Milton Williams either?
No. I suppose it's because some teams are making late pushes to sign him.
Oh, I thought is it not fully guaranteed?
It's not fully guaranteed. It's not fully in yet. It's close to signing, but...
So Carlton says with Adebo, the NFL trade rumors is saying 20 million is guaranteed on his deal. So that would assume he's on sort of a 3-year deal. Oh no, if he's at 20 million, that is a lot to guarantee. But so 3 years, 30 million, 20 guarantee. I could see that.
EFF has it as a 3 years, 30 million deal.
With 20 guaranteed. So again, probably 2 good years for him. Cheap out year 3, and even if you just get to year 3, you're probably going to give him a new deal anyhow. So I'd be quite annoyed. I think that's a good value deal for Paulson Adebo if they have, and I would like to have paid him that. So yeah, that is a bit of a shame. Lions Gangster's in the building saying, hey guys, hope you are well. Lions Gangster. James McClure puts in, this is a tweet here, my dad, a Steelers fan, on the Rodgers to Pittsburgh idea. I'd rather have Fred Rodgers. Yeah, I can see why you'd say that. I think there's a lot of Rodgerses that some Steelers fans would maybe have over him. He got the cool nickname as well, McFeely. Oh Lord, I don't know why Pittsburgh are just stuck. It feels like they're stuck in Groundhog Day, and they're just in this endless cycle of mediocrity. And Aaron Rodgers would entrench them further in that cycle of mediocrity. At least go second round rookie money is what Levi was paid. Did the Lions really invest in him? Meh. I mean, yeah, he would have been on a decent deal. And if Brad had have had it his way, he'd have been a first-round pick. So, yeah, probably would have been on a lot more. Mike the Marines in the building. Hope you are well. Mike, hope you're doing well as always. Good to see you. So, yeah, free agency. Just a little tiny bit of a lull at the minute. But this first hour and a half has been absolutely jam-packed with deals. Let me just quickly go back to the start of it. We'll give you a quick rundown. So... when we started. So yeah, Ben Bredesen, the guard from Tampa, went back to them on a 3-year, $22 million deal. The Bucks signed Hassan Reddick for just 1 year, $14 million with $12 million guaranteed. Then they re-signed Chris Godwin to their roster, $66 million for him over the next 3 years with $44 million of that guaranteed. So the Bucks made some big moves early doors. Jalen Moore, the 49ers left tackle, has gone to Kansas City to presumably be their next left tackle for the foreseeable future. Anyhow, he got a 2-year, $30 million deal with them. Braxton Berrios went to the Texans from the Dolphins. Drew Dolman has gone to Chicago, as many anticipated. 3 years, $42 million for him with $28 million guaranteed. As I keep saying, they're paying him more than we pay Frank Ragnow. BJ Hill, the defensive tackle from Cincinnati, he's gone back to Cincinnati. 3 years, $33 million. Javon Kinlaw has gone to the Washington Commanders from the 49ers. 3-year, $45 million deal for him with $30 million guaranteed. Commanders making a big splash on their line. Robert Spillane, the linebacker, has gone to the Patriots. Jordan Lewis, the linebacker, has gone to the Jaguars. Jimmy Garoppolo has gone back to the Rams as their backup quarterback. The Giants got cornerback Paulson Adebo, favourite of many Lions fans in the free agency process there, and we believe he's got a $30 million deal over 3 years with $20 guaranteed. Dan Moore, the former Pittsburgh left tackle, has gone to the Tennessee Titans. That's 4 years, $82 million with $50 million guaranteed. Big for the number 1 pick in the NFL draft. Maybe a new QB coming there for him. Carlton Davis, formerly of the Lions, unfortunately recently went to the New England Patriots. $60 million deal over 3 years, $34.5 million guaranteed. He's the 7th highest paid corner in the NFL at this moment in time. Milton Williams, the highest rated free agent in this class, is on the verge of going to the Carolina Panthers. The deal has supposedly just been finalised now, and I think that has just about got us up to where we were before.
Yeah, pretty much. So the Texans are just on a special teams deep safety, that's about it.
There we go. So a lot of big deals. Yeah, a lot of big deals happening. Lisa goes, Trey Smith signed his tag with the Chiefs. Yes, he did. So you're getting paid good money there, as well as Creed Humphrey. They've got a lot of money in that offensive line, considering all the guys they've let go. Brent goes, I missed a bit while finishing chores.
There we go.
Has Brad done anything?
No,
not yet.
But the Patriots have done yet another one. They've just signed the veteran offensive tackle Morgan Moses to a 3-year, $24 million deal with stuff that can potentially make it up to $28.5 million.
You mean Morgan Moses, the 34-year-old tackle with bad injury concerns? They've just signed to a 3-year deal. Okay.
Yes.
Wow. That seems. I mean, I'm guessing we need to see the deal first. I guess not much of it might be guaranteed, but yeah, Morgan Moses to the Patriots. Patriots continue to make waves.
On ESPN just now, has been said on the topic of edge Josh Sweat. I'm here in Detroit.
What?
That.
Oh my days!
That would be.
So this is not confirmed just yet, but on ESPN it has just been noted that notable edge rusher Josh Sweat from the Philadelphia Eagles is certainly getting a lot of interest from Detroit. Some might say Detroit is the front runner for Josh Sweat. I mean, that would be big. I mean, the deal's going to be pretty decent, but that will be big. Again, no confirmation, no nothing. This is just ESPN talking heads. But keep an eye out on where Josh Sweat's going, because it might be to the 3-1-3. Paul's in there saying we've just been linked to them. Danny Mack saying, please tell me that's true. It's been said on ESPN, right? So take it with a grain of salt as you would, but no smoke without fire. Them's the rules. So Detroit is certainly in play for Josh Sweat, which would be a massive pickup for us and would certainly placate just about everybody if we were to get him. Oh yes, thank you, Lisa. Jake Matthews, he got his new deal with the Falcons today as well. I missed that out. And she's going, please, Brad, make my free agency dreams come true. A lot of people seem to be happy about this. Potentially, we're not saying nothing. It's just it has been said by ESPN, and obviously other people have picked up on it as well. Mike the Marigo's question: did CD3 have 9 million dead cap? No, he doesn't. He does not. Our biggest cap casualty from next year, we've only got one bad bit of dead cap from last year, and that was for fucking what's his face. Oh God, who was it now? Cap. Hang on. You bear with me one moment, and I'll be able to find it.
No. According to Spot Track, we are carrying dead cap for Davis this year because he had void years on his deal.
Oh, how much are we carrying?
9.8 million for him supposedly. Cam Sutton 6.5.
It's Cam Sutton. That's who I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Oh, so yes, we are carrying dead cap for him.
Yes. So currently we are carrying about, give or take, about 20 mil.
Yeah, everyone's correcting me here, Cam Sutton. It's not that bad. And to be honest, restructured money, we've only got 2 players on the entire roster with restructures as well, which is incredibly low. So our dead money, that's only 4.5 million as well, I believe. And one of them's Jack Fox. Literally one of our starting 22 has a restructure on the contract. So, we're in a really good situation. If we ever need to get a little bit, well, not desperate, but if we ever need to free up funds to really go for it, we've got a ton at our disposal because we've just not restructured anybody whatsoever. Only Taylor Decker and Jack Fox have restructures on the deals currently. Lost Ocean says, FYI, Twitter is back on now if anyone's looking for updates. Good, everyone's up and going. We've got nothing concrete as of yet, but as I say, Josh Sweat to Detroit is something that is in the ethos at this moment in time. So, we just need to be careful, but potentially there.
Come on.
Sorry, just trying to send messages as and when I can. It's just, But Lisa goes, I'm just going to say this. The Decker deal was a bad move. I would like it if it was a year less. I have no problem with it other than that. And as far as I'm aware with Decker's deal, Decker's, like they say, it's 13th highest paid left tackle in the league. So
it's tied up for all tackles. He's tied 20th right now for left tackles because Spot Track can let me do that.
I think he was 8th.
It's tied for 11th with Ronnie Stanley, who's just signed a new deal.
Yeah, so when you get to 2027, 2027's his last year. Even as far as this year is his last big dead cap hit. In future years, you can cut him for less than 10 million loss in the next 2 years. So after this year, Taylor Decker's deal is really easy to get out of in the grand scheme of things. So and this is coming from someone who was really skeptical about Decker's first big deal with us. I've never been his biggest fan in the world, but I think that deal is good, and I think it's very easy for us to get out of after this year. And Taylor's still going to be a very good left tackle this year, so I think it works best for everybody. Frank's going to be the big one next year. We need to give Frank a deal next year, so I would love to give Frank a deal as well, and hopefully we will do. But I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with Taylor's deal.
Although, why?
Lost Oceans goes, Terry Arnold as cornerback one still scares the shit out of me. He's a year 1 rookie. He's going into year 2. Terry On showed tons of improvement last year, and he was left on an island a lot of the time. They're doing trial by fire with him. They're not gently easing him in. This is trial by combat. This is trial by fire. I think after a year or 2, he's going to be absolutely fine, and we'll enjoy having him as CB1.
You saw the growth from him as the season went on. That was where he had to step in initially when Davis was out. he looked good in those couple of games afterwards.
Yeah, I thought he got. Yeah, he got the holding stuff.
We have a signing. DJ Reed, 3 years, $48 million.
What the hell?
Made a signing.
The Detroit Lions' new cornerback. And he was the 9th highest rated prospect on the free agency market. Former New York Jet corner DJ Reed is coming to the 313. And there is your Carlton Davis replacement. 3 years, $48 million, did you say?
3 years, $48 million. 32 guaranteed.
So that's $16 million per year. So Carlton Davis, we've basically gone from Carlton Davis to DJ Reed, and we've saved $4 million a year. So there we go. I'm so glad we got it while we were on air. We always like to have a big one while we're here and not just talk about others. DJ Reed, your newest Detroit Lion, your newest corner, and boy oh boy, how fun that is going to be.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I will get his stats up in a minute. Let me just post a link in the chat.
Paul said, did not see that coming. Carlton Wood goes phew. Chrome goes wow. Paul's like, love it. I mean, there you go. Terry Arnold's not your cornerback one anymore. DJ Reed is. So we've got a DJ Reader and a DJ Reed now. I feel like we need a DJ Reedist, and then we've got like a Pokemon evolution chain on here. We've got Reed, Reader, and Reed Blankenship. We can do it the other way round. Yes, sorry, we're going to call him Blankenship Reed.
Or we can have, J.A. Campbell and J.I. Campbell.
It's Pokemon evolution, folks. That's where we're at. We've got the evolution scale in here. This seems to be going down quite well. Mike goes, what's his height and weight? Come on, let's get to...
DJ Reed is, let me get it up, he's 28 years old, as the Vikings also make a signing, so we have to do it at the same time. Come on, he is 5'9", 188 pounds. This past year, he had a 70.7 overall grade, 70.1 coverage, 71.8 run defense grade. He had 55 solo tackles, no interceptions, and 35 receptions allowed. Let me continue, as I now have to balance a million things. This year he allowed so he had a 12.1% missed tackle rate. He allowed catches on 58.3% of his receptions for 12.3 receptions, yards of reception, 7 PBUs, no interceptions, but he did have 11 penalties.
Ooh, that's going to be fun. That's going to be fun. Him and Terry on together, causing penalties. But overall, vested veteran in the league. This is going to be his 8th season. He's played over 5,000 snaps. He's not gone below 880 since 2020. Very versatile with that. And, again, only 6 interceptions in his career, but the 36 PBUs. The guy is a ball hawk, and sometimes what you need to do on the outside corners don't get as many interceptions sometimes. And of course, you've had Sauce Gardner working there as well, so he's coming from a system that's done really well. But yeah, 16 million. So the Lions weren't going at 12 mil per year for their cornerback room. That was a load of old tosh. They've gone a little bit above that for what they need. So yeah, the breaking news. DJ Reed to the Detroit Lions, 3 years, $48 million with 32 guaranteed. So, I mean, there we go. Bailey, who is not a Lions fan, goes, Lions keep signing very good players, annoying. I mean, that's what, when we wind the opposition up, that is the best one to be done. Lisa goes, okay, at least Brad signed DJ Reed. Not my dream signing, but he's not meant to be a dream signing, but it's meant to be a good one.
So, in man, he was in man 156 snaps this past season. He allowed a 61.8% reception rate in that and a 66.1 coverage grade according to PFF.
Yeah.
So it's not. I'd say it's a bit of a downgrade from Carlton.
Yeah, from Carlton.
But TA can be corner 1, he can be corner 2. It's a vet guy to learn off, and this is just a big one. Like, we're still going to probably sign another couple of ones as well, because you've got to fill out the depth chart.
And we do have to take into consideration he's been playing on an ass Jets team. These defenders, you know, they're on the field a lot. When you're on a team where you're getting exposed all the time and you're working with a completely ass offense, it does drag the grades of your defenders down. Because there's only so much you can do in a situation like that. James goes, I guess it makes sense that we spend on cornerback since we have savings from our first and second rounders last year and a meek on such a small deal. Yes, we do, and we're about to pay 2 safeties a fuck ton of money as well. Sorry, excuse my language. Lisa goes, did you say 5'9" tall? Sorry, go
on. So he's tweeted just saying Detroit, but yeah, he is.
He's a bit smaller.
He's a bit smaller. He's 5'9", 188 pounds.
Mighty Mouse.
He's my size.
He's Mighty Mouse. Yeah. He's just a tiny bit taller than a Meek, but
the good news is, other than his rookie season, he is not graded below 70 according to PFF.
No, he's consistency personified, and we need consistency at the cornerback position. Yeah. So, you know, that's a good signing for us. And again, it's a 3-year deal, so probably in 2 years you're looking at an out on there. It's not going to coincide with any of the major big deals coming onto the scene, so it's inoffensive for the next few years. And you would think by the time this year's deal's over, Terrion will be ready to get the big deal at corner. So it's
plus, if to make it even better, overall, this is not just in corners. He is PFF's 6th overall free agent prospect, above Amari Cooper, Ronnie Stanley, Sam Darnold, and Josh Sweat.
Yeah,
like they rate him. So
he was number 9 on NFL's top 101 guys, although he was behind Davis and Travarius Ward, but he was still right up there. They were 7, 8, and 9, so you can intersperse them as you wish. Brent goes, shocked, but I feel better about the secondary. I really don't know much about him, so I'm waiting until I watch some tape before I put my foot in my mouth. Always watch the tape. Vikings with a cornerback signing too, so who have the Vikings signed?
Isaiah Rodgers, the former Indianapolis Colts.
Okay, so Isaiah Rodgers to you want to say Minneapolis? I'm just going to call him Minneapolis.
Minnie Mouse. Minnie Mouse.
Brent goes 5'9", another Amik, maybe. Prism Mike goes, DJ Reed is better than CD3. I mean, they're at least on par with one another, so that's good.
Yeah, I was about to say this. I've literally just got it's one of those graphs, Missy. It's from PFF, but it's their separation prevented versus their on-ball grade. So Carlton Davis has a slightly better on-ball grade, but DJ Reed allows less separation.
There we go. Separation's always been a problem for us, so you're getting it. He's better when it comes to not letting these guys get away from him. Lost Oceans goes, if you ask Jeremy, 5'9" is tall.
Yes. Yeah, 5'9" is definitely. 5'9" is definitely tall. 5'9" is definitely tall.
Compared to me, it's tiny. I'm 6'4", though, so I can get away with that. Carlton goes, week 14, Amik and DJ versus Metcalf and Pickens, worried face. I know size isn't everything, but you're right, Carlton. Size is not everything. It's about how you use it. I would, and we've got Terry on there as well. I would expect Terrion's going to be guarding one of them two come week 14 of next year. So I think we will be just fine. But yeah, big signing for the Lions, and that kind of figures like I feel like we're not going to get anyone else. Could you imagine if we got Josh Sweating now? If Brad, if you get Josh Sweating, you know, you're already king, but you can be a super king, whatever.
According to Albert Breer, the Giants wanted Breed, but he chose us, so they ended up with a Debo instead. So,
actually, that makes sense, and it shows that DJ's got taste.
Yeah,
he picked us over the Giants, so man's got taste. Oh God, could you imagine if we got Josh Sweat now? I'd just be like, right, close it, free agency done, we're over, we're good. That'd be so good. I cannot see us going for him now. Not now that we've put this out there. Although maybe that's why we've been making these moves, so... Danny goes, if we get Josh Sweat now, we don't need to turn up to the draft. I mean, let's just trade our first round pick for someone else. That's it, let's just go all in for it. Lisa goes, size is not everything coming from a man who is 6'4". Yes, I know that's a bit of a hypocritical view of life, but it's not. I used to be tiny a long time ago. Hey, being tall is not all it's cracked out to be. It really isn't. So it has its downsides. Lisa goes, I will be good with free agency if we sign Sweat. Yeah, I think every single one of us would be. I think we would all be content. I think we could, if we get Josh Sweat, we'll stop the stream when we're done. Like, that's it, we're done, we're good. We're contented. We're not gonna risk it anymore. Colton Wood goes, Brad is super king smoker. Yeah, he's not just a king, he's super king if he gets that.
Mm-hmm. So Reed's contract, I'm just going off AAV because I can't be asked to check everything else. He now comes in at the 15th highest paid corner in the league, with his 16 mil AAV. So that's less than Jalen Johnson, Jarrett Sneed, Tyson Campbell, Trayvon Diggs, Marshall and Lattimore, and then the aforementioned guys above Carlton Davis.
Yeah, so would you rather have Carlton Davis as the 7th highest paid cornerback in the league, or DJ Reed as the 15th? I think I know which one I prefer. Thank you, James. James goes, more comfortable flying in an airplane seat at 5'10". Yes, it is. Airplanes are horrible for guys my size. So old buildings are terrible. You can get concussed from the low walls. You small people can just walk right under them and not even care about it. Like, you're in a shop, you keep getting asked to get stuff off the top shelf, by people who are smaller. It's a burden. It's an absolute burden. Ash doesn't, because he gets to use his special ladders and stuff like that. But me, gotta use.
For God's sake!
Oh, am I just saying that? Your customers fall through the ceiling for you, don't they? They're just going through the ceiling.
That's true. Oh, for God's sake! Yeah. People might not get that reference. If you're in our Discord, you might get it. Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, the shop I worked at had a break-in and someone went through the ceiling while I'm there. So that was fun.
And there is a photo to prove it as well. It is absolutely...
Oh, there's photo, there's video. Yeah, I can... It's great. As I'm trying to... People, according to, well, at least my Twitter, everyone's rating the... is rating the signing from us, so that's good news, I guess.
I think it's a good signing compared to where compared to where I think it's good. The resources you've got. I mean, that extra 4 or 5 million that you're saving could be pretty good. That could be getting you Josh Sweat. That could do deals that for you. I think it's a good value deal. And again,
here's the way to compare it. Reed has signed 4 million less a year than Carlton. Both turned 29 in season. Reed has 4 seasons playing more than 14 games. Davis has none. Reed 14th in pass defenses since 2021 with 42. And he's very similar to Meek Robinson in the way he plays. This is per Al Carston, who's obviously one of Prada Detroit's new analysts, who I very much rate. Yep. And then there's another one I'll put down in the Discord because I can't be able to read that out. But basically comparing the two over a stretch more than this season, Reed is better.
Is that right? Lisa goes, I'm 5 foot, just straight 5 foot. So I'm one of those people who always ask for help. Well, I always do help. So yeah, I can understand that. But 5 foot flat, wow, that is small compared. I mean, yeah. Danny goes, talking of burdens, 28. I'm assuming he means Luther Burden by this. Yes, one of the forbidden fruit picks for me for the I'd love it, but it's just we need D linemen. That's what we need, D linemen. As much as I would love it, but I wouldn't say no. I'm not going to lie to myself. I would not say no at all. Oh dear. Right, we're just waiting on the Josh Sweat stuff now. We really want this to come out as being true. Oh, Irish NFL shows tagging us in everything.
Of course. Everything in a good way. I'm just waiting for PFF's grading of our thing to come through. So, for context, they have given the Davis signing average, a Debo above average, and the Kinlaw one below average.
I think the Debo value is cracking. It's cracking value for the Giants. That is. It's not a bad fallback option to have for not getting DJ Reed.
So yeah, true.
Isn't it funny though? Aaron Glenn goes over there and we steal his prized cornerback out of free agency, given that he's the DB guru.
I mean, he's a free agent anyway, and they're supposedly in on Davis, who's actually props to the Patriots. Like, fair play to them, they don't really have much right now, but that's a damn good set of corners with Davis and Christian Gonzalez on the outside.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's lockdown. That is. That potential all-pros on both sides. Brent goes, dynamite comes in small packages. Yes, it does, Brent. Pocket rocket and all.
Whee.
And he's the same size as Aaron Glenn. He is the same size as Aaron Glenn, so, small person abandoning a small person. But he's done it for us, so...
Hey,
yeah.
We are average height.
We are. What height are you?
5'9".
Oh,
that's why I'm just being silent at the fact. That's why he's like, I'm not talking. I'm also 5'9". I'm very much.
You're very much the short arse of the pod. Matt's just a little bit shorter than me. I'm actually sure about Ryan. I don't know what Ryan is. I would have to check.
So 72.9. Luckily for us, I've weighed myself this morning, so I can actually convert myself. Oh my god, I am 28. I'm the same height, but 28 pounds lighter than DJ Reed.
Only 28 pounds lighter than DJ Reed.
I'm 160. I'm 160 flat. Basically.
Eat a few more Greg's sausage rolls, and we'll get you buffed up to him in no time at all. Maybe not the same amount of body muscle, but it is what it is.
True. I'm trying to do the opposite.
Oh dearie me.
We've moved from a flag being back. I need to be like James Houston, like quick off the snap.
Flag on the play. It's got a little bit quiet at this moment in time, but I don't mind that because we got the big Lions acquisition now, so I can deal with that. But come on, teams, let's start getting a few more of these in. We'll see where we're at. I would think that deal will get graded as good. I think that's a good value deal for DJ Reed. That is certainly for what he's. And again, now it's so. What's Travarius Ward gonna get? So. Do you reckon he's like the Goldilocks of this? So Carlton's got 20, DJ Reed's got 16. Do you reckon Travarius Ward might be the 18 in the middle or something like? I figure he's going to fall in between those two. Now, I mean, hell, if we can get DJ Reed for the cheapest of these three, maybe that's just really good value altogether. It'll go to show because these guys, I say, interspersed right at the top has been the best corners in the free agency class.
Yeah, though to be fair, I'm not also. Fuck PFF because they have graded the Barnes move and they've said it's below average. While Barnes didn't sign a huge contract, this may be a slight overpay by Detroit for a player who's flashed in run defence over the past 3 years, but is coming off a season-ending knee injury. There's also the question of his position, as he's played an increased number of snaps as an edge defender since the latter half of the 2023 season. For context, I'd like to point out that PFF still believes we play 3-4. They're like Madden. The amount of times I have to go into Madden and every single time as a roster update and change our scheme back to 4-3 and everything pisses me the fuck off.
No, Carlton. Byron Murphy has not gone yet. His market is still open. And James quite rightly says, since when do we trust PFF's opinion on linebackers? We don't.
True. We don't, true.
They can't grade linebackers to save their life.
What was I going to say?
Lisa goes, I want the huge acquisition. Come on, Brad. Lisa's queen here. I want it all, and I want it now. Like I love the resilience behind it. It's like, come on, get us that guy. Get us Josh Sweat. Come on, Josh Sweat. He's got to see this deal and be like, this is a contender. And if we load up on defensive picks at the start of the draft with these two as well, with our offense, good luck stopping that is all I'm going to say. Absolutely good luck.
Here we go. So, number one, we're now projected, based on the Davis contract, to be earning a 4th round comp, which is nice. But also, DJ Reed, this is a tweet from him a couple of weeks ago, so the 11th of February. It's about a month ago. 0-star out of high school, walk-on, JUCO, 5th round pick, 3 contracts later. Moral of the story, don't let anyone label you, put their fears on you, believe in yourself and more supposed to keep God first. That sounds like a damn guy to me.
It does.
0 stars, walk-on, JUCO, like all that.
Yeah.
And now, Detroit Lion.
Ain't nothing wrong with JUCOs or 0 stars. It's about how they develop.
Yeah, exactly. Look at Jared Verse, he was a 0-star.
Yeah. Yes, it was.
So we've got DJ, to go to back to what you were saying earlier, so we've got DJ Reed and DJ Reader. Is there a DJ Readerist out there?
Yeah, that's it. When we can get the Pokemon trio, like Abra, Kadabra, and Alakazam, we've got our own evolution of them. Cheers, James. He goes, logging off for a meeting. We'll rewatch later on when we get Sweat. Thanks. I appreciate you being in the building, James. Have a good meeting, and yeah, we'll see you later on. Lisa goes, I don't care how it gets done, just that it gets done well. Hopefully, Brad's now in the final processes of getting this deal over the line. We'll see. Say it's just gone pretty quiet at this moment in time, and loser of the day here, absolutely Elon, for screwing up X on this day.
Oh yeah, the amount of players people that I've seen move to Blue Sky when I was on there.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what's happening. Let's have a look. Let's check on Blue Sky.
We got our guy. We got DJ Reed. That is the. Someone else is already making those comparisons between Reed and Reader as well. I was first. No, just everyone saying about how everybody is. What the hell was that?
Huh? Me coughing.
Oh, it was you coughing. I thought you were going.
No. I've got a bit of a cold.
Oh.
That's what I get for running around the field all the time. It's supposed it's going to be -2 when I'm playing in Lincoln on Saturday.
Oh, nice. Brent goes, I hope Sweat wants back-to-back rings. Come on, Brad. Cook. Lisa goes, I'm nervous now they've signed Reed that Brad won't continue. Now, I think the fact that you're not... You will still carry on. He will have planned for this scenario. He'll have planned for it. Even getting DJ Reed. You probably maybe need to fine-tweak maybe maybe put an extra void year in a deal or something to make it work, but I don't think it's going to put him off. And plus, it's different positions. If this was same position, then yeah, you probably could, but these are two completely contrasting positions.
Oh, do you know how the DJ Reed signing's good?
How?
18 minutes ago, I will say the tweet. I will let you to guess which NFL personality tweeted it. DJ Reed to the Lions. ... It's always the Lions. You know who it is, don't you?
I've got a few lined down for it, but it's always the Lions. That sounds like something that Tom Grossi would say.
Ding, ding, ding! We have a winner. Tom Grossi, 18 minutes ago.
I thought it would be. He's still never forgiven us for the Brian Branch thing. Still one of the funniest things ever.
Exactly.
That is. Never forgive. Oh no, Brian Branch and then Jameson Williams. They were absolutely fuming when they accused us and the Vikings of collusion. So
again, this is the fuck we can't get to because it's NFL Pro. You can't get over here. On 96 press snaps last year, which is the 35th most snaps in the league, DJ Reed allowed 40 yards.
Wow. So, you talk about having to face the likes of DK Metcalf and, Devontae Adams and that next year. We've got a guy who can jam them at the line of scrimmage and not let them get on their routes. And
last year, he was the most targeted corner in the NFL on a per game basis. Number 1 corner in terms of EPA per target allowed for qualifying players.
See, if you remember years ago, that's what we tried to do with Okuda. We wanted to bring in this big physical guy who was just going to smack them at the line of scrimmage and stop them from ever getting on their routes, and it just never worked. But, someone who's actually skilled in doing that at the NFL level will be big for us. Lost Oceans goes, curious if Dorsey will come back. Not day one, at least. I don't know. Do you see
Not day one, but I would love him to because he is our starting gunner, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah, I think with these like special teams aces, they will always browse the market to see if there's a job opening somewhere or a higher position on a depth chart somewhere. It's right for them to maybe just see the market. It's what Pittman did when he went to Pittsburgh and guys like that. We've let guys go. They've obviously offered opportunity elsewhere, and fair play to them. They want to be starters. They don't just want to play special teams, which you'll give them all the kudos to. So if someone will offer him a low-end rotational 4 role or something where he gets to see it, he might well take it. Lisa goes, remember Brad said he did not think they would have not been able to get both CD3 and Amik. Of course. He didn't say we'll be able to get both, but we did. He who shall not be named drafted Akuda. I know he who shall not be named drafted Akuda, but I know it's been a thing of ours where they kept him and they tried to develop him. We do need a bit more oomph at the line of scrimmage and to upset some of these bigger, more physical receivers. So, he's going to be that guy now. Not necessarily what's in Terrion's wheelhouse. So, Mike the Marine goes, question, if Brad needs more money, who will restructure their contract? See, we were talking about this earlier. The great thing Brad's done, there's only 2 restructured contracts on the entire roster right now. Taylor Decker and Jack Fox. Jack Fox's is literally for $500,000. Taylor's is for like 3.9. So pretty much everyone who's on a bigger deal can be restructured right now. This year it would be Amon-Ra, Goff, Taylor, and Frank, I believe. Now they'll not. See, Jared Goff's cap hit next year is like $70 million. That's the year. They'll restructure Jared Goff next year. You don't do it this year because that'll just put your values up way too high down the line. Jared Goff will likely get restructured in 12 months' time to make a lot of money for us. But the great thing is, out of the rest of them, anyone else who's on a big deal, we can restructure so long as they're not in the final year of the deal, because you can't do it in the final year. But yeah, Amon-Ra could. Penny's deal's starting to kick in, so you could. Taylor could. Goff could, theoretically. So we can move a ton of money through restructures. Brad just doesn't like to, which is a sensible thing to do. But it gives us an out if we need to do it eventually. Lost Oceans goes, same with Muhammad. Sorry, go on.
Mooty's already back. Mooty's already back. We've signed him. He came back in that first wave of free agency where we got all the futures contracts.
Yeah.
Mohammed, I hope to God will be back, but now because we've got Davenport here, he's definitely testing the market and see if we can get somewhere else.
Of course he is.
But I'd happy to have him back.
Yeah.
Another stat about Reed, because they're all just coming out. So this year he allowed less than 10 yards on broken tackles. So if he gets you, he's got you.
Yeah.
Also on that list, Terrion Arnold.
Terrion's got a lot going for him. Lost Oceans goes, most curious about Levi. I think a lot of people are curious about Levi because it's just the unknown with him. You've not got much production to go off, but if he is what you think he's going to be, he's worth a lot of money. But he's not got the production to back that up yet, so where are they going to fall with it? I think he's rightly testing the market, because some team, like your Patriots type, like the Patriots might be in for Levi, because obviously Terrell's had a year with him and had his best year with him, so they may very well come in and say, you know what, we'll give you 2 years, we'll give you a good chunk of money because we've got it this year, and go for it. I think Levi could certainly be one of the guys who ends up out there. Or if he wants to come back for a bit less money to us, that would be the better situation.
And we have another deal. The Panthers have signed former Raiders safety Trayvon Moorig, 3-year, $51 million.
Jesus Christ! 17 million a year for Trayvon Moorig. And the Panthers, the money the Panthers have put into that room, they've just made J.C. Horn the highest paid defensive back in the NFL, and now they've made Trayvon Moorig the most expensive safety in the NFL.
I'll be up there. I will check that.
That's going to be one of the biggest deals. Obviously, again, subject to details and everything that's coming out, but that's a 17 million per year AAV. That's got to be right up there in terms of safety contracts.
Oh, that's up there even for just defensive backs in general.
We're paying DJ Reed less than they're paying.
So that comes in at fifth. Behind Buda Baker, Minka Fitzpatrick, Derwin James, Antoine Winfield Jr.
Wow, that is a big payday there for Trayvon Murray. Deserved, but yeah, the Panthers are putting assets in there because they're still one of the front runners for Milton Williams as well. So
that's supposedly getting very dicey. In terms of just generally in the secondary, that comes in at 19th of all DBs.
I mean, that's still in a pretty elite company. That is like your top 20.
So that's just above. That's above Xavier McKinney and Jesse Bates, but it's just behind DeMar Lenoir, who just signed his deal with the San Fran a couple of months ago. Behind Jalen Johnson, etc., etc. Actually, that comes in front of DJ Reed by a whole $1 million a year.
Exactly. He's earning more than DJ Reed, Trayvon Murray is now, but as the chat is quite rightly saying, pushes up the value for our own safeties.
Yeah.
Oh, Kirby's going to blow that out the water if he ever gets re-signed for anything.
I'm going to cry.
He's going to...
I've become more...
There's a good chance...
I'm more concerned with losing him.
There's a good chance that Kirby's not going to get paid. Unfortunately, with Brian Branch a year behind him, at the position where you're at, he's the one that it doesn't make sense, but he's going to be the odd one out if you're going to lose one. He's going to blow that 17 million per year out of the water. So let's look, see who's on highest paid safety in the league. Antoine Winfield at 21 million a year. He's the only one above 20 million a year, but you're going to be looking 20 million a year for Kirby.
Yeah, he's going to get. I'd argue coming third, he'll go above Minka Fitzpatrick, below Derwin, because Derwin and the thing that they've got over Kirby is they've got multiple years of production. Like Derwin James has been one of the best safeties in the league. Antoine Winfield Jr. is the best safety in the league.
But see, Kirby had a really good rookie year that people forget about as well. Like Kirby's rookie year was good. He just had a bad sophomore year, but not even bad. Really bad, it was average. Average sophomore year. It
was average. He just, and as his biggest fan, obviously, I had to back him, but it was just that second year he was betting too much. Yeah. It was either a plus play or it was very negative.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the draft will be very key to this as well. If they go high for a safety in the draft, that might give away what they're planning to do as well. If they are, but if there's one of the two, I think you always have to go with Branch. Oh, like Bobo says, you franchise tag out of him. Sorry, good. You're staying here on the franchise tag, and then you can go and get your deal. We're going to have to franchise tag someone eventually.
And he makes a sense for it. I'm just getting that off now. I missed this with this year's one, but
so
it would.
So Mike goes, when figuring out draft compensation picks is based on salaries paid by lines coming in and out, CD3 cancels DJ Reed, correct?
Not entirely. I will check over the cap now, but the last time I checked, did.
Indeed, Carlton's getting paid more, so I think it offsets to the value of the cut. So we're like plus 4 million or something, aren't we? Oh, it's 4 million that we've lost.
So over the cap doesn't have it in yet. They just have the there's Carlton one in, but Carlton is coming in at supposedly right now. If we do get that pick, it will be pick 114.
Yeah, I don't think 4 million gives you a lot in terms. It won't get you a. You've got to be somewhat in.
Oh, 114 points. That is. So we'll wait for it to.
So
come in. I've got to keep that open now, haven't
Lisa goes, the tag won't be cheap, Bobo. The franchise tag currently for safeties is 18.6 million. That's the non-exclusive franchise tag. The transition tag is 15, but 18.6 million. If you tag him, you're making him the third highest paid safety in the league anyhow. But it's just for a singular year, not for a long-term contract. So, yeah, it's 18.6 million for a safety. Hence why not many of them get tagged.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Brad said, give him a year of breathing room. You're going to have to with somebody. You're going to have to tag someone and see what happens other than that. And
Fuck!
Ash just got...
Milton Williams is not going to be a Carolina Panther.
Oh, don't tell me he's gone to the fucking Vikings.
Nope.
Oh, good.
He's going to the Patriots.
Oh, and here we go. This is it. Loading up completely the New England Patriots. Milton Williams goes there as well. So Carlton Davis they've splurged on. Milton Williams they've splurged on. Again, Vrabel, we said Vrabel's just going to bring in defender after defender after defender. I swear to God, if they get Josh Sweat, I'm going to be angry. Yeah, Milton Williams, the number 1 rated free agent on the board, is gone.
Ooh.
So
and there's another deal, and this one's pertinent to a certain clip that was posted this week on our TikTok.
Oh God! Oh, it's a long snapper.
Yeah, it's a long snapper.
Oh, is it?
I'm just double checking on my list to see where he comes in on the list. So, when it fucking loads, our long snapper, our 8th overall long snapper, Trent Sieg, has signed a 3-year, $4.45 million deal with the Dallas Cowboys.
Good Lord. So we've lost a lot of the top free agencies now. So in terms of the best free agents left, NFL.com's one. It's Sam Darnold now is the top prospect left on the market. He comes in at number 4. You got Javarius Ward at number 8, Amari Cooper at number 11. But yeah, that's another 5 of the top guys gone. And then you're into Byron Murphy, Dre Greenlaw, Javon Holland, Will Freeze, Reddick's gone as well. Justin Fields, Morig's gone. Asante Samuel's in there. Kuntz hasn't been signed yet. Cam Robinson. So yeah, we've got a lot of these guys out of the way now. Free agency is not hanging around this year. Lisa goes, at least we will get a 3rd rounder for AG. Yeah, we'll get one of them next year as well. So we got it this year and next year. So we don't need to really play the comp game as much either.
Yeah,
I know it'll be next year. I know it'll be next year's tag, Lee. So I'm just telling you what it is right now. Obviously the tags will change, but just for reference.
So with him signing with the Patriots, what was your favourite moment of Milton Williams' Panthers career?
The bit where he didn't sign for them. That's got to be money orientated. I reckon they're going to pay him an absolute bag. So
so you didn't see how much it is?
Oh, how much is it?
$26 million a year.
How much a year? Holy mackerel! That is a... So I've done it in one of my little screen messages at the bottom here. Who's going to do the worst deal of the day? Jacksonville, New England, or Jacksonville/New England as a tie? New England are up there, 26 million. So where does that put him amongst DTs?
That will put him... Let me load it up. 26 million a year. When it loads... 26 million a year puts him at number 3, I want to say.
Yes, he's third. He's third. So Milton Williams, after being a rotational player his entire career, is now the 3rd highest paid interior defensive lineman after just Chris Jones and Christian Wilkins. Wow. More than Madubuike. That pushes Aleem McNeil down to 5 as well, which, Aleem's value is going to start dropping now in terms of his, but that's more than Quinnen Williams, Dexter Lawrence. Dexter Lawrence is going to be... He's got to be pushing for a renegotiation now. He's at 22 million a year. Would you rather have Milton Williams at 26.5 or Dexter Lawrence at 22.5?
Dexter Lawrence? Hell, easily.
Yeah, absolutely. So Dan Pass goes, how much is Aleem? Aleem is 24.25.
Yeah.
He's 24.25. He's now the 5th highest paid DT in the NFL. It's AAV per year, and obviously a lot of extenuating circumstances. But for the big numbers, he's 5th, just above Derek Brown and Quinnen Williams. 26 million a year. Ooh, howdy. We're seeing some good money getting dished around today. Oh, come on, just give me one more. Just give me Josh Sweat, and I will be absolutely delighted. But yeah, who would you pick, Aleem or Milton Williams? I'd have Aleem every single day of the week.
Oh, Aleem, yeah, exactly. Aleem's got way more production.
And we're paying Aleem over $2 million a year less than what they're paying Milton Williams. Still remember the drama on draft day with Aleem. Oh, I loved it. Anytime you pick a Wolfpack player, I didn't like the back-to-back DTs, but you're going to pick a Wolfpack player, then just satiate the appetite there. Brent goes, the overpaying for value is getting ridiculous. Yeah, it is. But it's the NFL. Salary cap keeps going up. Wages are going to keep going up as well. Lisa goes, hopefully Brad can find a way to give Sweat a huge signing bonus to get him signed for less against the cap. That would be probably the thinking behind it. Big signing bonus, do it that way. Mike the Marine goes, any word on Zeitler? No, nothing, squat, nada. I would imagine he won't take too long, because I feel like the Lions will have backups in play. I would expect Zeitler to be signed certainly within the first day or two.
We have another deal. Poona Ford to the Rams for 3 years, just under 30 mil with 17 mil guaranteed.
So Poona Ford to the Rams. He's just had a career year. Poona Ford has. It's taken him ages to get to get there to where they need to, but he's just coming off the end of a good year. The Rams are really loading up. Devontae Adams yesterday. You've got Poona Ford. You've got guys. They're spending a lot of money. So just 11 million they've spent on the backup QB as well. So they're serious. Where did Poona Ford rank on the top 100? He was certainly in there at some point.
He's
68. 60. Oh, so that's a crossfield one. They've nabbed him from the Chargers as well.
Yeah.
So that's LA on LA violence. That is.
Yeah, 75th on.
Yes, they're letting Poona Ford go. They're going to draft Kenneth Grant, and I made this prediction months ago. Chargers are going to draft Kenneth Grant.
Oh, I thought when you was doing that, I was like, "Oh, you've just seen that we've signed someone."
No. I'm just thinking they've let him go. They've let the Rams take him. Chargers are going to take Kenneth Grant in the draft, and I'm going to look like a genius. And
plus with Steelers supposedly going to get Mr. Rogers. Your other prediction.
Yeah. There's a few there. We'll see. At least it goes, I think re-signing players will come tomorrow or the next day. Possibly. You've got to wait for the first tranche of deals to be over, and then kind of who you want to bring back. I mean, I don't think this affects any of our current free agent or any of our other free agent cornerbacks, the DJ Reed deal. But if you can get someone in free agency you might not have been expecting to get, then it does change your own options. Lisa goes, the Patriots are building a killer roster. They're building a killer defense. Mike Vrabel's Patriots are going to look like Mike Vrabel's Titans. Wonderful on defense, dogger on offense.
Yeah.
That offense is, what's he got? Squat. They tried to get Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin said no. So
they've got, let me get up on my phone. But I was going to say, I like the Poona Ford signing because that means
for the Rams, Poona
Nick
Ford
Mullins,
and Braden Fisk.
We have a QB. We have a and the one they got to replace Aaron Donald, whose name fucking forget. I can see his face right in front of me. The one that was Kobe Turner. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good 3 DTs there, and you got Jared Verse on there as well. You got a good defensive line in LA. Sorry, what was that about? Nick Mullins?
Nick Mullins has just signed with the Jags, 2 years, $6.5 million, free guaranteed. So he's going to be T-Law's backup. Obviously, going with the former assistant QB coach of Minnesota, who's now the QB coach in I think he actually might be the offensive coordinator. Grant Yakuski used to be the.
Given T-Law's injury history, you've got to figure he's going to play.
Steelers have just released Larry Ogunjobi.
Larry Ogun. So the Bears were big on him his last process. They nicked him. Well, in fact, he failed his medical when he went to the Bears. Then he went to the Steelers. But he's been plagued with injuries. I don't think I'd like to see. Mind you, I don't know what he's done at the Steelers. He might have had a good career
Not
there.
a lot. I don't think so.
But then, why is Rapp saying another big-time DT? Because if he hasn't done well at the Steelers, he's not been a good player for some time. He's been there a couple of years. But
I know Joby.
Bears were over him like a rat.
For again, PFF isn't everything, but 550 snaps, 48.3 PFF grade, which is the second lowest of his career, behind his 1 year in Cincinnati.
So okay, Mullins to steal isn't bad, 6.5. That's all right for Mullins. I keep seeing the clip of Rodrigo in Barnes' press conference. I can't understate how much I love Malcolm Rodriguez.
Plus, obviously, Malcolm is a former journalism degree person.
He is, but I just absolutely love him to death. He needs a contract this year, Malcolm. I'm going to cry real man tears if we ever let Malcolm Rodriguez go. I want them to get a deal done with him soon. I know he's injured, but come on, you can get him for a good value deal. Please, Brad, do it. I'm not ready to live in a world where Malcolm's not on our roster. But yeah, that Patriots defense, Lise, is going to be absolutely crazy good this year. Got to assume they're going to go offensively in the draft. You've got to put some offensive weapons out there.
That's what I was going to do. Thank you for saying that. It just reminded me of actually I was going to pull up their depth charts so we can see what they've got.
It's Ramondre Stevenson at running back, who's good, but needs help.
They've got Drake May at QB, Gibson, Ramondre Stevenson at running back, Hunter Henry, Austin Hooper at tight end.
Oh yeah, they signed
receivers are Kendrick Bourne, Keyshawn Booty, Demario Douglas, Javon Baker, Jaden Polk. Offensive line is Vidarian Lowe, Cole Strange, David Andrews, Moko Onwenu, and the recently signed Morgan Moses.
So you're saying Tet to New England because they ain't got a receiver?
Yes.
Tet's always long been considered for that New England position, so and that wide receiver room is for want of the name of one of their players. Booty Cheeks.
We have the big boy. Samuel Darnold has signed for the Seattle Seahawks. 3 years, $110.5 million, $55 million guaranteed.
How much? Sam Darnold has a new home in Seattle. Bye, Sam. Do we play Seattle next year? No, I don't think we do. So yeah, he is the highest remaining prospect on the free agency board. Number 4, Sam Darnold, the QB from Minnesota, is now going to be the 13th or 11th man over in Seattle. As has already been said, 3 years, $110.5 million. So that's AVing him at what, $35 million a year, give or take. Wow, Vikings are cheapskates not paying that. $55 million of that is guaranteed. You know what? Looking at that deal on the offset, that feels very similar to what they gave to Geno, right?
Pretty much. So that deal puts him.
He's 18. Way down. Yeah, so I feel like they gave Geno something like that. It was like 3 years.
They gave him 3 years, $75 million.
Oh, was that
$25 million?
Oh no, it's a lot more then. They've. But $35 million a year for a starting quarterback in the NFL is good value. It just depends whether and who's he going to throw to. He's going to throw to Jackson Smith and Jigba, and that's it.
No, former Lions legend Jake.
You're not. I'm not part of the cult of Bobo. You've not gotten me yet. Other people might be falling into the cult of Bobo, but I am not.
Lame Matt. It's one slip up from Matt, and we've somehow turned it into an actual meme. Like I love it. That's why it's like I didn't even mention it today, and someone else did it. I was like, "We've finally done it. We've finally done it."
Yeah, I mean, they got a good running back room. They got a young offensive line. They need receiving weapons as well. So you would think Seattle might go for a receiver in the draft as well. Feel like that could be a Luther Burden spot as well. But yeah, Sam Darnold goes to the Seahawks, and that means so Aaron Rodgers now has what? He's got Minnesota and New York and the Giants. He's down to the Vikings and the Giants now.
Steelers as well.
Oh, potentially the Steelers. Where do
Thank fucking God. Thank fucking God. One of my least favourite fucking Vikings has fucked off.
Who?
Johnny Munt to Jacksonville.
Johnny Munt to Jacksonville. I thought you were going to say Harrison Phillips for kneeing Amon-Ra in the ribs, but there you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sam Darnold's gone, which means the highest rated free agent left on the board now, the number 5-1 consensus from NFL.com, Josh Sweat, and the Lions are in on him apparently. So come on, let's have another top domino fall and let's let it be to Detroit, and we can all go celebrate.
Yeah. Well, you know shit's bad for Seattle. So to go back to that, when currently slated to be their number 5 receiver is John Reese Plumlee,
the former UCF quarterback.
Yeah.
Hey, I like John Reese Plumlee as well. I'm not laughing against you, John Reese. It's just, you're a quarterback, not a wide receiver. So wow, the big one falls. That means it feels like Aaron Rodgers is going to have to. He's going to have to make a decision soon. Otherwise, he's not going to go. He's not going to have a home to go to.
Yeah, there's more available QBs than there are landing spots now.
Oh, well, if you want to be a starter, anyhow, at least that's going to be the thing. So apparently they offered Geno Smith a similar deal, and he said no. Wow. Geno very out. Geno's very much over evaluating himself there. I think he's overvaluing. Brent goes Sweat's projected value. What did we say for Sweat? About 16.5 a year, did we say? Or 17, or somewhere between 16 and 18.
It's projected by PFF to be 3 years, 18 mil AAV. So that's 54 mil total, and then 32.5 of it guaranteed. This is per PFF, who are usually very, very good with theirs, because Brad Spielberg, I believe it is. He's very good
he is. So 18 mil per year for Sweat, Brent. That's what they're predicting. But I mean, some people have gone undervalue for this, so who knows?
Some people have gone way overvalue.
Lisa goes, Ash, please, the big one will fall when Sweat signs with the Lions. Yeah, damn right. She's really winning this one out. I love the passion regarding this. I really hope it does come true, because I just want to imagine Lisa cheering at home, being like, yes, we got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. We got Josh Sweat. No, we haven't. That's what we would if we did there.
So, according to Benjamin Solak, the Sam Darnold contract is basically the Baker contract scaled up for inflation.
Okay.
March the 10th, 2024, Baker Mayfield signs with the Bucks for 3 years, 100 mil with 50 guaranteed. March the 10th, 2025, Sam Darnold signs with the Seahawks for 3 years, 110.5 million, 55 guaranteed.
I tell you what, that'll make the Bucks feel a lot better, because I'd rather have Baker than Darnold. Every day of the week, I'd rather have Baker than Darnold. So that value's aging like fine wine for him.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. There's been a good free agency opening to the window here. There's been a lot of good deals to keep us going and interested. So, where are the other quarterbacks going to go now?
Yeah.
But for Seattle, that's a big. It's risky, considering you had Russ all those years, and then you've gone from Geno to Sam. You are getting maybe slightly above average NFL QBs, but not to the level of what they're accustomed to. The only thing I like it when these legacy programs that have had just stable quarterbacks for like 20 years suddenly discover what it's like to suffer like the rest of us do, and they don't like it very much.
Supposedly, this was like everyone knew that Darnold was going to the Seahawks.
Did they? Since
the combine.
Also, apparently Schefter's just said again on ESPN that about Detroit and Sweat, so that's been said twice now.
Ooh. not free agency related, but supposedly we have the opponent for the Colts in Germany this year leaked. Sean Payton. Sean Payton's Broncos.
Broncos, Colts. Probably be the most interesting. The continental games this year are absolutely trash. We've been given some right dross. I know they've not been revealed yet, but the teams they're sending are absolute dross. Thank you, NFL, for caring about your international fans. Brent goes, always know when there's a big signing, the more Ash swears. Yes, the swear count goes up, depending on the severity of the signing. So, you know, it's a big one to someone we care about and a little one or none to someone that we don't. I wish I'd not heard Eric Murray 3 years, $22.5 million to the Jags.
Yeah, Morris Street. Yeah, Morris Street and Jones just tweeted it. Mad.
Who the hell's Eric Murray?
The former Chargers middle linebacker.
Oh yeah,
way overdrafted in the first round a couple of years ago.
Oh yeah, and then they got the actual linebacker Diane Henley. Like I said, we should.
Well, yeah.
Nah.
Well, yeah.
Danny Mack goes, Baker is a top 8 QB. Hot takey there, Danny, but I wouldn't.
I'll have to.
I'd certainly give him consideration. In most lovable QBs, he's right up there.
The Darnold contract has now been updated. It's only 100.5, not the 105, 110.5.
Oh, okay.
First quoted.
So it's about $33 million a year. That's even better for the Seahawks. $33 million a year for a starter.
Ooh! Another corner's gone off the board, and it's one that everyone will care about. Darius Slay is a Steeler.
Oh, I love that. I really, really like that.
Oh, and finally, we get fucking contract terms for Paulson Adebo. We won, motherfuckers. 18 mil a year.
How much?
Paulson Adebo's getting 18 mil a fucking year.
18 million a year for Paulson Adebo, and we've got DJ Reed for 16. Wow!
For 3 years, 54 million. 18 mil. First 2 years guaranteed.
Wow! There you have it, folks.
Hell, boy.
Paulson Adebo was meant to be getting like 12 million a year. Brad has pulled off a masterstroke here. We may not agree with all the things he's been doing, but to get DJ Reed for less than Paulson Adebo, DJ Reed was the 9th highest ranked free agent coming into this process. Paulson Adebo was miles down that list, and Brad's got him for $2 million a year cheaper. That is cray. And I forgot who was the other corner that went before that.
Carlton.
No.
And then Jordan Lewis.
No, literally just now.
Oh, Darius Slay to the Steelers.
Darius Slay to the Steelers. I love that. I think that is a great signing for the Steelers because they've invested in some young corners there. I think he will be the perfect fit for them. Darius is going to Pittsburgh, but
I mean, that is a better scheme fit for him than we are.
So the Giants had to, and so Paulson Adebo knows he was second choice for that role because he said to the Giants, "Right, cough up.
Yeah,
you ain't got your first pick. You're gonna have to pay me now, and I know you need me." So,
wasn't the Murray I was thinking of? So this is the Texans.
You're thinking of Kenneth Murray.
Kenneth Murray, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I went for it because I remembered the Murray, but now I've just remembered it was Kenneth Murray.
He is.
Yep, Dragon fan Tim Darnold has gone to Seattle, $33 million a year for 3 years. Good value for the Seahawks.
So Eric Murray was the 209th prospect on PFF's big board.
Okay.
Next safety, iffy at 214.
Yeah, absolutely. Brent, I agree with you. Darius Slay in Pittsburgh, great spot for him. I think he's going to flourish there in that system. They'll do well, and he's to think how experienced that defense is. It's just gotten a little bit better with him there. I think it's a good place for him to finish his career. I know he said he'd want to do here, there, but we're built. They're built similar to what we are. So I would absolutely.
They they play a lot more. So they play more cover 3 drop back zone than we do.
I mean, they've invested young. Obviously, you've got Joey Porter there. I think they pulled Corey Trice out of Washington a couple of years ago. So they've got they've got some young players there for Slay to mentor, whilst also pulling some good reps.
So their cornerback room right now with him, obviously with Slay there now. Joe Porter Jr., Corey Trice, James Pierre, CJ Henderson, and Beanie Bishop Jr., who's UDF this year, with some veterans there with him, Dante Jackson, and Cam Sutton.
Beanie Bishop should have been drafted. He's the safety out of West Virginia. Really,
Dante Jackson, Cam Sutton are both free agents, so they're gone. So he's instantly their cornerback too.
Yeah, he will, and he's good for their veterans. So Lost Oceans. There
is a running back signing, and this isn't overpaying a fucking half.
Is it Najee Harris?
Bucks, so close. Perrine, Samaji Perrine, to the Bucks, 3 years, 22 mil. What the fuck?
22 million for Samij Perrine?
For him, yes.
Wow.
When then they got the Bucky Irving Jr.
There's got to be a lot of heavy lifting on that deal for
There's got the
Dubs and that.
So 12.5 guaranteed on it.
Wow, good for Samaj Perrine getting paid by the Bucks. The Bucks are investing money, so we are. Bucks are really investing there. Lost Oceans goes, Seattle's O-line has been dead last in pass protection the last 3 years. R.I.P. Sam. You've got to take into account how young that O-line is. Both the tackles are only coming into year 3. Oluwatimi's coming into year 2. Christian Haynes is coming into year 2. Like, they've invested in that line. They are very young. Most of them on that line are now on rookie deals, so that's probably why they've not been great. You can't have so many rookies on there and expect it to be perfect right away. They need some vets on that line, but I get where you're coming from, but that Seattle line is very young in the grand scheme of things.
Not to scare people, but supposedly DJ Reed has deleted his tweet.
About what?
And about his deal with us.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe, they're teams, they're only allowed to post certain stuff from teams at certain times. So, and of course, none of these deals are binding till Wednesday. So, like, these are not finalised deals. Nothing can be finalised till the start of the NFL season. So, technically, every deal that's been made today, not one of them has been confirmed.
Here we go. So, for some reason, the Perrine contracts come out pretty quickly. So it's 2 million guaranteed this. So the salaries are 2 million this year guaranteed, 7.5 million next year. 5 of that's guaranteed, and then 6.5 million for year 3. But there's a roster bonus of 5.5 million this year as well.
So they front loaded it.
They front loaded the hell out of it. So it's basically a 2-year deal, and if they want to keep him around for,
and I mean, to be honest, Perrine's good to, like, he can come in and carry a load if you need him to, as if your main one's not been there. So Dragon Fantin goes, X has been crazy all day. Yes, it has. It's been here, there, and everywhere. We're using Bluey and everything, not Bluey, whatever
Blue
the fuck
Sky,
it is. We're using Blue Sky. Bluey's that kids show.
When the X has been pretty wild when, and this is an actual tweet that I've seen because I've retweeted it, when let me get it out so I can read it out properly. But yeah, here we go. From a guy who's is AB84. This guy called Antonio Brown. My ex acting like my ex-girlfriend, bitch tweaking.
Oh dear.
We have another big deal. Justin Fields, you are a Jet.
Oh, wow.
2 year, 40 mil, 30 mil guaranteed.
There we go. Justin Fields. The dominoes are falling. Sam Darnold has gone over to Seattle. Justin Fields is going to the Jets. And Aaron Glenn, who has faced Justin Fields on many an occasion, now has him at his disposal as his quarterback. Ben, and Does that saying something that the second Ben and Aaron both get out of here, they've both gone to go and get mobile quarterbacks? But obviously, Aaron will be very, very versed with what Justin's all about, and he's seen firsthand just how good he potentially can be. So, actually, I really like that fit for the Jets, and the Jets might not even be done there. The Jets might still try and draft somebody, or Jordan Travis might beat him out. Who knows? Yeah, Justin Fields to the Jets. Aaron Glenn has his quarterback, and it's someone he is very familiar with.
In the same kind of realm, because it's QB stuff, Jose Anderson, 49ers and Chargers have both been in conversations with Jameis Winston for their backup role, but the Giants could also be in contact depending on their outcomes with other quarterbacks. So Jameis Winston, if everything goes to shit, might be the Giants starter at QB.
Wow, that's crazy, and that's another. Well, I say no, it's not another spot gone for Aaron Rodgers because that's where he was before. But yeah, the list grows for these. I thought these quarterback dominoes might take a bit of time to fall, but they are apparently not.
I think Darnold finally getting that done has triggered everything. Because then
it just takes one spot because there's still areas. The safety market's still not gone crazy. We've still got Javon Holland out there. Still got Justin Reed out there. That's not really got going yet. The edge market still has some to go. Josh Sweat is out there. Malcolm Kuntz is still out there. There's not many top 30 prospects left from the free agency market. So we got Josh Sweat, Javarius Ward, Amari Cooper, Byron Murphy, Drake Greenlaw, Javon Holland, Will Freeze, Asante Samuel, Malcolm Kuntz, Justin Reed, and Cam Robinson. That's all that's left of the top 30. Over half of it's gone now.
It's interesting though that you look at it. Apart from Drew Dolman, the interior offensive line market has not moved at all.
No. So 2 years, $40 million for Justin Fields, $30 million guaranteed. So I mean that's sensible from the Jets. $20 million a year for even if he busts, it's not that much money to get off him. So it figures they're going to give him the opportunity to win the job this year, and then they've got him cheap for a second year if he does well, or they can just renegotiate him again in 12 months' time. So, rare bit of sensible business from the Jets there. Lion Blood goes Bluey. I love that show. Must have kids. So,
number one.
Okay.
The Colts are expected to sign free agent safety Cam Bynum.
Oh, so the Colts are going to nick Bynum from the Vikings, so...
4 year, $60 million.
How much? Oh, mind you...
That is a lot.
That's $15 million a year for Cam Bynum.
That is a fucking bomb and a half.
Wow. So... I mean, he's just coming off his rookie deal right now, so that is that. And I mean, that says something about the Vikings. They can't pay their own draft picks, and they're letting him run. But $15 million already takes him into the upper echelon of top-paying safeties.
Yeah, and to think, he might have got paid more by the Colts if Jameer Gibson steal his ankles.
So that puts him in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He becomes the 7th highest paid safety in the NFL with that deal Cam Bynum does. Just behind Jesse Bates. Just in front of Kyle Duggar and Marcus Williams. So
mad.
Good for him. But that's another off the market. These dominoes are falling quickly. So Javon Holland's still not gone anywhere. That's maybe surprising given these safeties. Justin Reed is a multiple Super Bowl winner. Going back to Fields, I love that deal for Fields and the Jets. I think that's a tremendous one.
Oh, well, again, this is totally not American football related, but in a way it is. Premier League have put out who's going to doing the pre-season tournament in America next year. Well, this upcoming year. Poor bastards. They're getting one good team.
Don't you dare say Villa.
No. Bournemouth, Everton, West Ham, Man U.
That is response for the poor NFL teams you're sending our way.
Yeah.
Eat it. Not that they're going to care.
Bournemouth will be great.
Yeah.
I do love Bournemouth. I'm pissed they're going to probably beat us up for Europa League this year. But inflicting Man U on them
Yeah, that's bad. Lost Oceans goes, now I'm just waiting for Aaron Rodgers to go to the Vikings. He's waiting for the story. He's doing the Cody Rhodes story. He's got to finish the cycle, finish the Brett Favre cycle.
So, with his deal today, Milton Williams has become the highest paid player in AAV in Patriots franchise history.
Really? That
Tom
just
Brady,
shows you how...
Tom Brady was number one previously with 25 mil a year. Milton Williams was 26 mil a year. Now takes that spot.
I mean, that just goes to show how tight a ship Bill ran there, that nobody ever asked or got more, and they still won all those Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Do.
Wow, I'm sure I didn't think there'd be this many deals at this point in time. I thought it'd be good, but a lot of the big free agents have been snapped up already. Slay to the Steelers. I wonder what his deal will be. I can't imagine it's going to be that much. I think they'll get good value for Slay there.
Yeah. Waiting for that to come out.
Vikings, 60 million safety go. What have they got left at safety? Obviously Harrison Smith's still there, but
I think he's still a free agent.
was Harrison Smith a free agent as well?
I believe
Obviously
so.
they've busted on so many picks in the secondary.
I believe he's yeah.
The price
Is he?
The price of paying Jettis.
Confusing because PFF have him down as a free agent.
So Lost Oceans goes, Colts setting the safety market with the Bynum signing. I mean, they're certainly setting it high, but we've had a higher one today, haven't we, safety wise? Who else went? So Trayvon Moehrig signed for over 17 million a year, Lost Oceans. So Bynum's not even the highest paid safety today. Go on.
The top interior, the next interior piece has come off the board with Deo Adigabo, the Colts one, signing for Chicago.
Oh God!
Contract terms waiting, but there we go. Yeah, they're signing. I'm not going to butcher his name. I'm going to have to. We've got to get Matt to say that.
Hang on.
No, not the one I was thinking. Yeah, Deo Adigabo. So the former Colts DE, not the DT I was thinking of. I'm having a shocker today. Jesus Christ, Ashley.
So, Deo Odeyingbo.
Yes, the Colts defensive end. Not the interior one. This is what I get for having 2 million and two.
So it's the edge. It's the edge Odeyingbo that's gone.
Yes.
Right. So
1, 2.
He's an edge player. So Deo Odeyingbo from the Colts has gone to the Bears. That's not going to impress people.
It depends on the terms. He was projected by PFF to get 4 year 70 mil.
Yeah.
I am waiting for the terms to be announced.
But this is showing. Yeah, Brent, you're right. The safety market is going to be crazy. We've had one go for 17 million a year and one go for 15 million a year today alone. So yeah, that's kind of what you're looking at here. Cam Bynum's getting 15. Kirby's getting a lot more than that.
Mm-hmm.
But Trayvon Moehrig, he got his bag as well. So good for him. Oh, excuse me.
Do. $16 million a year, 32 guaranteed.
Who's this for again?
Deo.
16 million a year for Deo.
Yeah. So that is just under what he was projected by PFF.
Yeah. I mean, this has not worked for them in the past. The big deal they gave to Montez Sweat has hardly worked out there. Like this is a dying regime that's trying to spend money to keep its job.
3 years, 48 confirmed.
Throughout Brad's tenure, all the Bears have done is spend big on free agents, and look where it's got them. I don't worry about this at all. You've got to start investing some of your own prospects in there and getting cheaper at positions. So I'm not too fussed about them spending a ton of money. Lost Oceans goes, he's got some pass rush help. Yeah, him and Sweat are a good pass rush, but I would fancy Taylor and Panay to be able to stand up to them.
Yeah.
And yeah, Ben's attached himself to a GM on a hot seat. That's one of the worst things for a new head coach to do, because they're not going to be aligned in how they want to build that team.
So PFF have finally put out their grade for the DJ Reed. Good. The Lions lost Carlton Davis to the Patriots and still managed to upgrade at the position while paying significantly less than what Davis received from New England. Reed was PFF's top available free agent corner and had earned 70.0 plus PFF grades in each of the past 6 seasons. Reed was also among the 20 best cornerbacks in the NFL for PFF's lockdown rate metric, 51.3%. He is the model of consistency at one of the most volatile positions in the NFL and is a big-time addition to an already very strong secondary.
So they're considering him an upgrade on CD. So that's interesting that PFF consider DJ Reed an upgrade. So, and again, cheaper than Paulson Adebo, which again just keeps getting crazier and crazier. But, and we need to make sure it's officially official, as WAP would say first. Because they're still not seeing anything official. But again, none of these deals are official just yet until Wednesday arrives. So, got to be careful with it. But Odebi not gonna lose sleep over you, my guy, just for the time being.
So looking at his PFF things, missed his past 3 seasons, he has graded 60. So this past season 66.1, 54th out of 119th edges. Season before that 56.9, 93rd of 112. And in 2022, 62.6, which was 76 out of 119 edges. And
PFF would consider that less than average, wouldn't they? So
yeah,
they don't like people hanging around the 60s. They call them average or less than
4, 5. He was still their 6th highest ranked edge rusher on their board, above Chase Young, Azeez Ojulari, Tank Lawrence, Chauncey Golston, Matthew Judon, Dennis Gardeck, Josh Ucho. Where's the one I really wanted? Obviously, Davenport was way down there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Michael Hoyt is free agent. I do like him.
Yeah.
Except for when Sam Laporta is in coverage against Sam Laporta.
See, this makes me even more now want to get Josh Sweat. 'Cause if we get Josh Sweat, then we've done better than the Bears. Because Odeyingo and Sweat, you take Sweat every single day of the week.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So we could really rub their noses in it now by getting Josh Sweat. Come on, Josh. Like, while we're here, we would love that while we were on air. Like, that would just be absolutely fantastic. So we could get the reaction to that. Don't be doing it 2 minutes after we eventually stop. Because that just wouldn't be very nice. Please. I really want this now. I wish I'd not heard it. I wish I'd just been like, we have nothing to do with this whatsoever, but it's everywhere. Oh, Josh Metellus has just tweeted a heartbreak sign.
Because him and Bynum were the ones that did all the celebrations.
Yeah.
I hate them anyway because they ruined High School Musical for me.
Just say that sentence again out loud and just think about what you've just said. Ruined High School Musical for you. Oh, I thought you were about to break out into
They ruined High School Musical for me.
He's got every High School Musical, folks, y'all.
Damn right.
Yeah, Lost Oceans. You know what? It's not the worst deal for the Bears, but $16 million a year. If we're going to get Josh Sweat for $18 million a year, I know which one. What the hell's that?
It's called Wildcats. So what? It's a High School Musical T-shirt.
Oh my lord, Danny's putting a load of laughing emojis in there, so you've made him... I thought that was the Razorbacks shirt for a minute. That looked like a hog.
I also do have a tank top, but it's in the wash because it was one of my pyjama tops.
Danny Mac says, for fuck's sake, what have I done? He's the one quoting High School Musical. Don't be after me.
Hey, we're all in this together. It's okay.
Jesus Christ. Right, folks, it's been wonderful, but I'm going to end the stream on that one now. I'm sorry. Oh, good lord. Lisa goes, who's left on the 49ers? Brock Purdy awaiting his big-ass new deal. Mm-hmm. That's who's left on the 49ers. And Ayuk. I've not heard anything about Ayuk from getting shopped, but there's been nothing on his market.
Supposedly the Steelers were in on him, but they just couldn't get him. So now...
So yeah, big free agents left. They're just going. So we've still got Josh Sweat out there. We've still got Charvarius Ward out there. We've got Amari Cooper out there. Nothing has been said about Amari Cooper whatsoever. We've still got Byron Murphy, Dre Greenlaw, Javon Holland, and Will Freeze.
There was no... Correct me if I'm wrong, but there has been no wide receiver signings today either.
Apart from Godwin going back to his own team, but not new ones.
Yeah. Not new ones, yeah.
Receiver market's a little quiet at this moment in time.
So there's a domino waiting to fall.
I would assume... who's it going to be, though? There's not, no one's waiting on what Amari Cooper does.
Let me have a look who they've got. Obviously, you've got...
He's the only wide receiver ranked in the top 30, apart from Godwin, but he's gone...
Him. You've got him, you've got Diggs, you've got... Keenan Allen.
Danny says when I asked you to repeat that
Mike
sentence...
Williams.
Danny might say we're laughing when I asked you to repeat the sentence about loving High School Musical. And Dragon Fan Tim says you've lost your man card. You've got to get your man card back.
I didn't know I had one.
Oh really? Oh, okay. Well, we love you anyway.
I don't mind. I don't mind. I know I have effeminate features. It's fine.
We love you any which way we can get you. Brent goes, sweat please, Brad. Yes. We just come on, Brad. Let's do this. We're on air. We've been going 3.5 hours. These people have, we appreciate all of you who've been within the chat with us all this time. Thank you for choosing us to go over your free agency stuff. We want to pay off. We've had one, but let's have an ultimate payoff. Well, we've sweated this process out. Let's go out and get him. No, that just felt wrong. That was an ass joke, and I felt wrong even saying it. I need to go back to my level of classy jokes.
Got you down to my level.
Damn it, it was always going to happen eventually.
There's a little one-on-one. Nice, I'll put that in the chats.
Just seen a gif of Rappaport waving his arm stupidly around trying to tell someone. That's like you. That's what you would do.
That's me. I'm me.
Might just Photoshop your face onto that. That'd be like, yep, there we go. Right, we've started to slow down a little bit now. I think the initial big rush is over, and we're gonna get some. We'll get them filtering out, but it's been good so far. It's been very good. What's the deal you love most outside of R1? Who do you? What's the deal that you really like for a team today?
You know what? Actually, it's not a big, massive one, but it's the Braxton Berrios one for the Texans.
It's underrated. Yeah, those are the underrated moves.
$2 million for someone just to be a backup slot, returner, special teams person. Not yeah. It wasn't a massive overpaying like some of the other deals that have happened today.
Danny, I'm really sorry. I will never do it again. I promise. I will never do an ass joke again. I had a moment of weakness. You can forgive me. Who do I like? I like the Justin Fields deal a lot. I think that's a really good value deal for the Jets. I think they're gonna do. I think he's gonna do well there. Who else do we like? I like Godwin's numbers. I know he's in the new one, but I like Godwin's deal for the Bucks. I think he's gonna absolutely justify that going forward. And I like the Bucks in general. The Bucks have done some good work today.
Other than the P. Ryan signing.
Other than P. Ryan, but running backs can only affect your caps so much.
Though supposedly. Supposedly Jason Licht tweeted, oh yeah, update, Tampa Bay Bucks GM Jason Licht says the Bucks have not signed Samaje Perine. So he's saying no.
Oh, okay. Well, that would turn their day back up to an A+ again.
Jamie Fowler just said that the Lions have been big game hunting on the D-line, called about Garrett, would not be shocked to see them go hard after a guy like Josh Sweat or Trey Hendrickson. They know they are a player away.
Oh, that's not going to go down well. That's not going to go down well. Brent agrees Fields to the Jets. Dragon fan Tim says the Rams have done well. Yeah, the Rams have had a pretty solid day. You've got Poona Ford now on that D-tackle group. We've mentioned that D-line's hella good for them now. They've got Garoppolo. It's expensive, but it's a decent backup option should staff go down. They have done some good business. And obviously Devontae Adams yesterday was tremendous business for them. They'll do well, and obviously he is familiar with Stafford as well. So, yeah, I agree. The Rams have had a good day so far. I do actually like what the Panthers have done as well. I know they're paying big, but you know Trayvon Moore in there is good.
We've got a lot of space.